Is it good?
It's we're live!
Yeah!
Hey everyone, what's going on? Welcome to another Inanimate Insanity live stream for episode 11, part 2 of Inanimate Insanity season 2. I am the new AnimationEpic, Justin. And with me today, I have my lovely guests, starting with...
I'm Brian. Happy 6 years, everybody.
Brian!
Oh my God.
Anniversary.
Yeah, wait, Justin, I don't know why you said that this is for the episode 11.
Well, it initially was, and then we rescheduled it to be on the live stream day, to be on the anniversary day.
That is true.
Well, one day off, close enough, whatever. Yeah. Hi,
It's
everybody.
unbelievable thinking about how we've been doing this for 6 years. That's ridiculous.
How about you introduce yourself, Adam?
All right. Well, hey everyone. I'm Adam. You may know me from as the old AnimationEpic. Unfortunately, the reins have been swept from under me, so I am reduced to animations. But I'm still so honored to be in this live stream. So thank you very much, Justin, for including me. And I'm very thrilled to be here. And I cannot believe that 6 years have gone on. It's ridiculous. Like thinking back on art class, Brian. Like
Yeah.
you can't forget that. So
That's more than 6 years ago at this point.
yeah,
6 years and a few months.
unbelievable. And you may notice I have some beautiful scenery behind me. Definitely outplaying these guys in terms of that.
Okay.
Al does one of us.
Yeah. Oh, really? Oh, really?
Yeah,
Well,
you just
know
have
what?
to compensate, because you're just not as interesting without your little background. Okay, it's fine.
Yeah. There you go. That's the only reason. But
supposed to say that.
That's
I,
true.
this is the same location I filmed that one video that I put up with like the weird frame of me going like that or whatever. So
With the truck that was back then.
yeah.
I got it.
So I forget like what exactly I titled that video, but I knew it was talking about release dates. So that is where I filmed it. But very excited to talk about part 2 of episode 11, and super thrilled to talk about the fact that we've been on for 6 years. That's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
We have a Mr. Taylor!
Yes, that
That's
is
right.
true. We can all blame Google Hangouts for not letting me come into this call. That's the reason why this whole thing is like, what, 15, almost 20 minutes late, because we were literally calling on Skype on the phone because Google Hangouts really was like, no, we're not going to let Taylor into this call. He's not really good enough to be in this. So
Yeah, it was Google Hangouts who said that. Just Google Hangouts.
yeah. So everybody can, blame Google Hangouts for being late and making everything awful. But hey, now we've got it working now, and I am super excited to talk to you guys. We've got, 6 years under our belt making the show, and many hopefully to come. Not too many, of course.
4 years. 4 years.
We're going to be on for another 20 years or so, maybe. I don't know. I don't know how old I'll be when this show finally ends. I don't think anyone knows.
We're gonna be like 70 years old. Guys,
Yeah,
there's a new episode. Oh, my back.
But
Whatever.
I know season 3.
Episode 13.
So
Yep.
yeah, we'll be on
So-
episode like 102, and it's gonna be like, finally, the winner of Inanimate Insanity.
Game-changing
Season
episode.
2.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm super excited that we're finally doing this. We've been wanting to do the stream for a while, but we've all been very busy between school and just all this other work that we've been doing. It's a very, very busy time that we've had. And, we were busy even when we were creating the episode. This is the first time that we're able to kind of just sit down and focus on other things. But at the same time, II is still like really being worked on. Obviously, I think since everyone's wondering, episode 12, yes, we're starting to work on that as well. I think we can just simply break the ice by saying, yes, we are going to start working on episode 12. We're not just sitting around doing absolutely nothing.
Speak for yourself.
Oh, yeah, that's true. So, yeah, I think that it's important to say, and I'm super excited that we got the stream going today. So, Justin, I guess you're the, MC of this whole thing. How about you take it away?
The MC is you.
Are we starting with some questions? Because I love to answer questions.
I mean, they're
regret
okay. I don't really want to answer any. No one really needs to have their questions. Yes, we're going to do that.
Oh no.
Okay.
Let's find a question.
Yeah.
Find one. I'm gonna look at the
First,
stream comments. I'm not seeing anything on Twitter yet. We should also check the email. Let's say all the places you could ask questions. How about that? That's a good idea. Just tweet at Inanimate Tweet. Ask whatever.
Hey,
question.
I have a good one.
Oh.
Sorry, Brian, for interrupting you, but Misty Eclipse says Taylor should go step on Adam.
What, again?
I like that one.
Why the stream
No,
was
there's some
delayed,
great
guys.
stuff in here.
Why? That's the real reason.
Is that a question, or is that a
Interesting.
statement, or command, or suggestion?
It seemed like a command. I don't know.
Okay.
But
But
essentially,
Adam, next time
yeah,
you
we
and I
were
are in the
gonna-
same room, I'll make sure to step on you.
thank you. No, that would be great.
This is not
So,
a crossover
I
asked
think-
for.
I think what was it? We're gonna take questions from Twitter. You can tweet us at Inanimate Tweet, as I really interrupted Brian prior. And also, we will be looking at the live chat as always.
Yeah.
Do we have a question person in here that's gonna like look at those? I mean, I can be that person, but you know,
I mean, we could all just look and then see.
with my internet, probably not.
Let's see. I see one from Level 42 Gamer. Why have you stopped the Nicolay joke? The Nicolay joke will live on forever. Just because we're not the ones putting it in an episode, you could totally spell the name however you choose.
It might have killed some of the drama of the final elimination scene last episode.
Yeah, might just have.
For instance.
I think it'd be really funny if it's like not only like everyone, now the whole thing is that they choose like the picture of a person instead of like typing in their name. And like it's like you really like imagine they like get it wrong by choosing the wrong picture of Nickel and they choose Nicolay instead.
It's actually a triple elimination.
I'm highly offended.
Nicolay.
But there's some great questions in the live chat, so it'd be really good if we got on that.
Sure.
Yes, I know I look
So
a little
just
bit
Adam, where
different.
did you find that
know,
mustache?
Everyone commenting on that. Let's see. We've got questions about Mark Katz. Where's he in the stream? Taylor stepping on me, of course.
Why am I
Taylor
stepping on you?
Senpai. I don't know, man. It's a beautiful thing. Then we're talking about, we have a question about the new thumbnails for season 1. Someone said they thought they looked really great. I didn't quite see exactly who that was. But thank you very much. And yeah,
Joe
me and Taylor did
Artmaker
those in like a day, and we had a lot of fun.
Galaxy
How do you guys make the storyboards?
There you go.
Oh
All
yeah.
right.
Chickens hired a hitman to kill me, so there's that.
This is very disorganized. Let's pick one person to read the questions. Who
Yeah.
wants to be that person?
One person should read the question like out loud. They should pick one, and they should pick like one that obviously we can answer and go around and say stuff about. Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
So Brian, Justin, me, I think Adam already kind of ruled himself
I'll
out.
do it. I can do it.
Yeah, I shouldn't be.
Okay.
I know that.
I got it. Yeah.
Brian,
I
do you have any good
don't know
questions?
if you guys heard the Galaxy Chickens said that they hired a deep hitman to
Brian, that's not a question.
Well, it's still of concern. So anyway.
Well, there are many things to be concerned about if running around that.
But this is pretty top priority. All right, let's see. Is Balloon going to be allowed in the hotel? From Amy Fusi. That's an interesting question.
Good question.
Will he be welcomed with open arms? I mean, well, think about the last times he's been there, and there are some different guests there than the last time he had come. So maybe there could be some different attitudes, but who knows?
That's probably the best sign he has going for him.
Yeah.
Plus, he and Nokia left off in pretty solid terms. It's the
Sorry,
people around that's Balloon being let back into Hotel OJ.
Cool.
Yeah.
We might come back to that thought.
We won't. No spoilers. Okay. So let's see.
That's not necessarily a spoiler question, but like it's not something that we're avoiding or just like not sure about. It's just simply like, we'll see what happens. Like that's honestly not a current focus because like now that they're eliminated and they're in Hotel OJ, like yes, there's still a character, and yes, that it's important to acknowledge that he wasn't welcome last time. Is he welcome this time? I guess you can assume that he is, but if you really wanted to like figure out that interaction, you can wait and see, and you'll get the answer hopefully soon.
Yeah, I think what's important to take away from it is that in his elimination, Balloon did get a lot of closure. I mean, he made a friend just as when talking to OJ, kind of everything he set out to do. he accomplished, and he put everything on the line for her, and he definitely he learned a lot and came a long way. So that's I think the main takeaway. Whatever happens at the hotel, I think he could take what he's learned and apply it there. But
yeah, and everything the story he went through will be apparent to everyone there, I think, when he gets there.
Yeah. No, I think that's a really good way to put it. Okay, so from
someone else comes along with him and starts complaining.
Oh, that would be bad. Oh wait. Oh, oops. Question. This is good for a 6th anniversary question. You've come incredibly far. Everyone loves your series. Is there anything you regret doing in your early days?
Oh,
I did see that one. that one. But I'll have you guys answer it first. For me, it was creating it. But what about you guys?
Inanimate Insanity was a mistake.
You regret, and not just anything.
I'm totally joking.
The entirety of it.
Justin, do you have any regrets or
relating to the show?
I know, I love it.
Not your life.
Well, okay, when you relate just to the show, there's a lot less. I mean, I can't be blamed for writing or anything.
Not in the early stuff. Now you
personal regrets. I would say there's some things that Adam proposed earlier on that I questioned him on, and I think I learned a big lesson. Never question Adam.
no?
The crazy eyes I was terrified of and whatnot, and little things I'd question him on.
Brilliant answer.
Justin,
Well done.
I think you said never question Adam. It's occasionally
Never question Adam.
But give him a lick of confidence every now and then, because I can definitely follow up and say there have been many times where I questioned, like, should we actually do this? Should we actually do this? I remember something more recently. I mean, I could say a million things about season 1, but a recent one I remember was when Adam came up with the idea for Steve Cobbs, and I was like, are you serious? I was like, are you actually doing this? And I really wasn't sure about it. And then, now I'm actually really happy I trusted him, and, we created this, we created all this stuff out of it. So definitely occasionally question, but of course, occasionally trust.
It was a bold choice, for sure.
Absolutely.
So
Here's what I'll say about it.
Mhm.
And I'm going to defend myself real fast. Okay. Is my connection okay, or am I cutting out really bad?
Yeah.
You were a little bit very
Second, and now I think you're okay.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, basically before I say anything, like for the rest of the stream, I'm on USC's Wi-Fi. I go to college, and I can't have my own Wi-Fi, and this Wi-Fi is absolutely terrible. So if anyone from USC is watching, please fix this. Are we still good?
Yeah,
your webcam went out briefly, but no, you're good.
your audio's fine.
Just ignore me. Just ignore me.
Yeah.
That's what I
You're
always
the
do.
old
Yeah,
Animation Epic.
that's what's happening here.
Did you have regrets, Brian?
Well, I mean, early on, would I really be the one accountable for such things as the Justin Bieber censor and the lemon trees and all these things, But it's a part of the show's history. I take it all in. I embrace it. I think it's great. We've come a long way. I like that it was the way it was, because then it grew into what it is now. So I don't regret anything, because now we're here, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Adam's left just to get a better connection. Oh, there he is. Okay, cool.
All right, am I better now? I think it should be a lot better.
Your audio sounds okay. Your video looks a little blurry, and you're chopping out of it. So,
all right. There's nothing I can do. I apologize to everybody. There's literally nothing I can do.
I think in terms of regrets, there's a lot of animation stuff from season 1 that I regret. Just stylistic choices that I made. Prime example was literally all of episode 10. Every time I animated a character, they just looked really awful. I cannot look back at season 1, specifically the scenes that I did, and just I can't help but cringe and just go, oh, that's so bad. But like Brian said, it's a really big part of what the show is. Obviously we've grown from that now we have a lot better looking animation and great backgrounds and music and stuff like that. So, I mean, sure, there's regrets I think we all have specifically from season 1, and maybe even a couple from more recent episodes. I think it all, though, adds to just where we are now. And I mean, it's been 6 years, which I'm still like, I still sit back and I'm like, I can't believe that, it's been 6 years since we actually started this, or Adam actually, started this.
And I'm not sure if I'm going to be heard right now.
No, you actually
know about the internet.
You're pretty solid connection right now.
Here's what I'm going to.
Oh, dear, you're good.
Yeah, I don't have any regrets, and the reason I don't have any regrets is because this has been a learning experience for me, and I came into this not knowing anything, and now we're here, so I can't complain too much. And you're going to make mistakes if you're making an animated show when you're 12 years old. But, at the same time, everything we did is why we're here now. So I can't be that angry about it. So I don't have any.
Yeah. It all just evolved from what it was. And sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
Episode 15. So episode 15, it was awesome because I had 2 really bad line reads as paper. Wow.
Ooh.
That was the episode with
Oh no!
A nice idea, and oh my god, that was a great time to be alive.
Wait, why is nice idea a bad line?
It was just a really bad read.
Always regrets.
Well, he's talking more about the delivery.
Oh, it's the delivery of the line. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's talking about the delivery.
I mean, I understood the reason for the first one, but not the second.
Explain the context.
Oh no, the first one was also my delivery.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Right.
Both of them were delivery problems, and at least with one of them, I would expect someone to point it out before it went public. But like, that's the old style production. We're awesome now, and it's great, and I love everything.
Just to clarify, it was like paper sounded like indignant when he was just smiling and saying that to OJ. Nice idea. So yeah. But like, I mean, if that's a regret, that's a pretty minor regret, Justin. Don't worry about that. I hope it doesn't keep you.
Well,
up.
actually, can I also?
An episode harder to watch.
Can I also please say something? That following like delivery of lines and stuff, I every time I hear OJ speak in season 1, I'm just like, that's so boring. He's a really boring character in season 1. Like, just in terms of like, every time I talked, I really didn't put much emotion into many of his lines. I think, but you have a character that evolves both, physically and emotionally and just everything like that. So I think that, I could have done the delivery of a lot of OJ's lines better in season 1. I try to make up for it a bit with season 2, and all the other characters now. But just in terms of voice character delivery lines, I think OJ. It's not a really big regret. I'm not saying that at all, but I'm definitely going to say like I could have done better. And
with Fan, I feel that it took me a while to really get into the voice at the start of season 2. Like, how does this character sound? What exactly is it? And that once then I found that. I think it probably wasn't until like episode 5, and I was like, okay, I feel like I could come at this character from a place of like this really high, like kind of energetic, frenetic nature, and all like kind of the voice cracks and all that.
Right.
To the character, because before that I was like, I don't know, like I'm gonna try to do this sort of the way that he was before, but like, I wanted to,
The whole thing is that you always have to make sure you sound out of breath.
Yeah, no, that's the way I have to do it. Oh, now you see, I could just slip right into it. It's fine, but like before, I was like,
that's the whole thing. I think with voicing characters, I think all 4 of us can agree that it takes a while to really get into character because you're doing it for a while, and the more you do it, the more you get into it. I think that applies for everybody.
And now it totally makes sense when I see like an animated series, and for the first 3 episodes, the character will sound a little different. I'd always be like, why didn't you figure it out? Come on, like, but no, it's you need that time.
Get your act together.
Yeah, when I hear Nickel
together
from other episodes, I want to throw up. I get
that's
like
adorable.
this really
that has
sick.
that going for it.
Right.
It is adorable.
So you know what?
It's extremely adorable.
Everyone makes mistakes, and those mistakes make who you are.
I think we should do Twitter questions because we actually have a lot of those that I just.
Let's
Heck yeah.
Do Twitter.
So, can I read one that actually is a double question, but it's actually both a very good question.
Fine.
This one is from I apologize if I say your name wrong because Twitter like compresses all the words. Lavadre Love asked, have you ever thought of what the official place in Inanimate Insanity would be called? Also, will there be a return for Steve Cobbs and Meeple Inc.?
Great questions.
So I think when the first one pertains to what is the name of where they are, and the second question is pretty self-explanatory.
As in, like, the island itself, or, like are they asking, like, within the island? Like,
I think they're asking about the island itself, like, what it's called, where it is.
Okay.
Adam, do you have any comments?
Well, I mean, you can say it's on Inanimate Planet.
Yeah, I was going to
that.
say that. It's on Inanimate Planet.
Right.
We don't know the name of the island itself. We call it the island, so.
We don't have an official name for it yet.
Yes.
So, I mean, in terms of where the island is located, we can't tell you yet.
There's much more to be learned about that. Which I mean, does that tie in with the second part of the question? Maybe. Who knows?
The second question, I think Justin, how about you answer that? You haven't been able to answer a question. Are we going to see a return of Steve Cobbs Inc.?
Maybe.
Yes or no?
Okay. I love Cobbs. I love Meeple. Meeple has always been recurring throughout the show. That much we can say. We always want to see how we could girl as well as his place in the world of the show. So you could expect something going on in the background, maybe, or more, or something. And spoilers, I don't know, man.
If Meephone, like, is Meephone in the episode? Yes. If the answer is yes, then
Meeple's in the
Meeple is
episode.
still as a presence in the show at all times. So there you go. It's true, and I'm not just saying that to be like, oh, but like, no, yeah, it there it is.
That's what it sounds like.
That's what it sounds. Oh no, that's not what I meant. I mean, like Meeple's.
That's what you sound like.
The fact that then a Meephone 4 is hosting the show in the first place.
Meephone 4.
Meephone 4. Exactly.
So
yeah, what other Twitter stuff?
Yeah, I'm finding some good questions, and I'm giving them to you guys in case you guys want to ask.
Oh, cool.
I'm posting them in like the little private chat we have. From Georgia Tower, I hope I'm saying that correctly. If the cast of II was to be voiced by well-known actors / voice actors in the industry, who would voice which characters? That's a great question.
Tara Strong for Suitcase.
Oh my God! Wait.
That is so weird to imagine.
Well,
I don't
she
have
can do a
any
lot
picks.
of voices. She can do a lot of voices. I would see Tara Strong more voicing Soap.
She could just voice everyone as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I would say that too. Let's just let her voice everybody.
Yeah.
I agree.
Get Tara Strong.
Professionals handle this.
Tara Strong for every character. I'm good.
You know what I would love to see? I would love to see. This is super random, but I just for some reason would get a kick out of it to see H. John Benjamin, the voice of like Archer and Bob from Bob's Burgers, who actually came a couple weeks ago. I would love to see him voice characters specifically like Meepad for some reason, just because it's like a voice. And when it's like Meepad, split the votes. Oh yeah, here are the votes, guys.
No. J.K. Simmons has to voice Meepad.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I like it.
I love J.K. Simmons. I would like to be replaced, all my characters, by The Rock. I think he could both handle knife and paper.
Yeah. Well, The Rock, I mean, he's the biggest fan of Inanimate Insanity officially ever since.
It's a good thought to have.
Super fan.
It's my interpretation of the event.
What gives you the right to an interpretation?
For those who didn't see, The Rock used he was doing this video and he had a graphic. He was talking about like, oh, I'm gonna get really cheesy for a second. Let's get a cheesy graphic on the screen. And lo and behold, it was cheesy. Inanimate Insanity 2 contestant, cheesy, on screen with The Rock. The Rock and Inanimate Insanity sharing the screen. At last, everyone was waiting for it. Finally, it happened. What can I say? You're welcome.
Bingo. Also, someone in the chat wrote Jenny Slate for Bo, and I can get behind that.
Oh,
Misty
yes,
Eclipse.
yes. 100%.
Wait, who?
You're out of a job, sorry.
Misty Eclipse wrote Jenny Slate for Bo. Who's
Oh my
done,
god!
yeah. Okay,
Well,
you got it.
Well, Bo is a very specific. Bo, I could definitely see Jenny Slate doing that, but it's funny because Bo is. Did Adam leave again? Oh.
I don't know what happened. I'm just.
Oh no, he's back.
Oh,
Okay, good.
here he is. Hey, he's back.
For Bo's voice is already an inspiration from someone doing an impression of Paris Hilton. So not that I would want Paris Hilton to do a voice for Bo, but if she did, I wouldn't say you would see much of a difference. But Jenny Slate would be pretty good.
Jenny Slate would be fantastic. That's a great idea.
Who else? I'm gonna hate myself for forgetting her name. Voice of Mabel and
Kristen Shaw.
Kristen Shaw.
If Kristen Shaw voiced, you know what? No, I take it back from what I said. Kristen Shaw should voice Soap.
Oh, I could totally hear that.
Right?
Yeah,
Just like her doing the like germs and like screaming and freaking out. I don't know why I could totally see that.
Yeah.
And to add on to that, KMD Gaming wrote Jason Ritter for fan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense too.
Yeah.
We both.
No, I feel like that doesn't make any sense.
Forever. So.
Wait. And you know what?
I don't
And the best one I have right now. The best one I have right now. Danny DeVito for Nickel.
Oh no.
I don't want
Oh my god. That's ridiculous.
Owen Wilson as Trophy.
Who speaks for the trees?
Oh no, Owen Wilson. How do you feel about Owen Wilson voicing a character?
Owen Wilson has to be me phone.
Oh.
These are making me more
got a really
sad.
fun challenge today.
Oh my
No,
gosh.
I'm pretty cool with our current cast.
I love our current cast, and I wouldn't change it for a second.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah,
Again,
I
I,
agree.
wouldn't change anything ever. Ever.
I'm really
What
like
it's all
hey.
about.
I really like seeing that's a good one. I'm seeing all these like suggestions in the comments. Shelby Rabara as test tube.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Totally.
Can you guys hear me right now? Just wondering.
Yeah.
I can hear you.
All right, good.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
Um
Happy Ribera.
so I'm just gonna be posting a couple
Alright.
of questions that we
Yeah, I was
got.
gonna say we should.
Hold on, I just want to make sure. From well, I'm getting all these ones that are like
There was one from, what is it? Was this to Cyber Lily? I have the question, do the AI characters have backstories? If so, will they be revealed? Huh. Do they?
hey
I
Adam, you
think
want
we've talked about this in a previous live stream a
We've
little.
definitely
but
got
Adam.
before, and we've been coy before, and we'll be coy again.
Yeah, I was
I
gonna say
love-
that's a great question to pick to read because we have so much to offer to this question.
but it's just
Like,
okay. The answer is you'll find out, but like, can we say anything now? Nope.
I mean, of course.
can we say, do they have backstories?
Oh, do they?
Because
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's a backstory there.
There is something that everyone will find out
There-
about the character.
Time existed before the show, if that answers your question.
Yes, and we are
Yes.
going to explore that realm, if you please. I think we can definitely say that we're going to be exploring what really happened.
Yeah.
The realm.
That's as much. I'm just saying realm because it's a place we've never actually explored before.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
Um,
That's, I think, a good way to navigate that answer.
right.
Yeah.
Anything else to add, Adam?
No, we were on that for way too long. Move on.
That is true. Oh, here's one. Here's one. Okay, here's one. Brian from this is on a Twitter question.
Ooh,
Wait,
okay.
where'd you go? From Top Ninjago. Will the recap come back? I miss it being in the show. Brian, do you have an answer to that?
Well,
I
I
have
mean,
an
the
answer.
recap. There have been recaps as of late, but they haven't been the old-fashioned style with the whole last time on Inanimate Insanity. We haven't done that one of those.
Well, Brian, now it's.
Well, now it's back. Now it's returned. And do I have any regrets? No, not even the recaps. Not even the recaps where I talk out of breath for long stretches of time, and they start these videos that have many views. No regrets. So there are recaps that I still do recaps. I edit them, and you can hear my voice at the beginning going previously on.
Oh my God, Pete.
There you go. It's just now they're really edgy, and I'll regret these in a few years, but right now I don't because I'm blind.
Regret them while you can.
Yeah. There you go. So yeah, there's recap. Yeah, and they're posted on the Animation Epic channel. We'll do them for episodes. So yeah, keep your eye out. It's
Yeah, the recaps are being made. They're not the same as before, but they're there.
neither is the show. So there you go. Everything has to change with the tides.
I found one that I actually really like.
Oh, is it this? Yeah, you want to ask it?
Simmons Hayes, what do you consider the worst joke in the history of the series, and which one of you wrote it?
Okay, but this is the thing. There are certain jokes that may not even be considered actual jokes. Does that make them bad jokes, or are they not?
Well, okay, let's just say what was the worst written. Well, okay, no.
Someone wrote Justin Bieber
Let's stick to
censor,
jokes,
right?
specifically like jokes between, like what we did with a character, like making a character do something, or literally what a character said. Just what do you consider the worst segment in the show, and who wrote it? I'm trying to. I'm.
Perhaps the excrement in a Lemony Lesson.
Yeah, that was my pick. That's my pick too.
Wait, which one?
The excrement in a Lemony Lesson that Nickel could not.
The
contain.
chocolate bar, as it's revealed.
Yes, the chocolate
We
bar.
fixed that joke.
Yeah. And
We
here's what
literally
I'll say to
had
that.
fix it. That's that's why it's the
I was
worst joke.
excited for that scene.
We had
for
to
the
address it.
recreation.
Yes, we had to address and try to make it seem like
We had to justify.
it was okay. So yeah, I think that's the worst joke because it lived on for however many years, and then
Oh,
season
this
2
is neat.
we had to then do something about it.
Yeah.
But by default, the worst joke.
So is it not the worst joke then, because it actually got fixed?
Oh, that's
Well, it's still one of the worst ones ever written.
Yeah, and guess who wrote it?
You. No, your dad,
No.
right?
Yep.
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he did a lot of episodes too, right?
Yep.
Well, I know he added
He
the
came up with a lot of really interesting ideas.
he added the speaking of elimination part, which I don't want to repeat the rest of the line.
Yeah.
That's a golden episode.
He came up with some absolutely horrifyingly bad writing, and it is what it is. You know what I mean? That's
but
part
we
of the
tell him it's
show.
the best episode.
Yeah.
Email Mark Katz.
So there you go.
Tell him, what did you do?
Oh yeah.
So I think we can just agree that's the worst joke we've done.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree.
I don't
Even
think
though and it was so bad that we had to fix it.
right. Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
terrible.
this is a really simple question from Super Note Blocks. Really simple. Who is your favorite favorite person to voice?
I mean, if it's
Not simple
How
for me.
How about we start with you, Justin?
I just said not simple for me.
Oh, okay. Then take your time. Adam?
Knife. Answer's knife.
Okay, Justin's answer is knife. How about why, Justin?
Okay, well, I thought we were moving on to him. Knife, because I love jumping into his skin. I love writing for him. I love existing as him. Being able to perform as Knife, although not nearly as easy as performing for paper, is an experience, I'll say.
There you go.
I mean, it's got to be fun. Like I love me phone Forest, and I love doing this voice. It's been a long time, but Dan has this. It's just so much passion behind it, and it's so much fun to kind of find that balance between genuine and I'm so excited to tell you about this, but I can't contain my excitement. So it's that's a lot of fun to tap into, but also then when he really freaks out and goes big is nice, and his subtler, quiet, introspective moments are really fun. So there's a lot of kind of different qualities out of voicing Fan, but just making kind of a dynamic character. So each time it's woo, how do I approach this? So it's fun.
Adam?
I think my favorite character to voice. Oh man, that's so hard. I don't have a particular favorite. I think I guess I would say I don't have one because I think they all offer different challenges.
Wow!
Yeah. No,
Play nice.
I honestly don't. Yeah, because each character offers a different challenge for me, where baseball is kind of the easiest voice to do, but isn't the most eccentric. And then you have Test Tube, which my throat is sore afterwards. But you know, you get a lot of personality there. So I really don't have a favorite. I like voicing them all, and especially the old Marshmallow days.
Yeah.
Who
That's
wants to
right.
hear this all the time? Yeah.
No regrets.
Yeah. Well, that's
No
why we
regrets.
got the
No regrets at all.
No
that's why we
regrets.
got the wonderful D to take over for the voice of Marshmallow,
Oh
and
my God.
they
D
do
is a
wonderful.
lot better than me. I can guarantee that.
D does an incredible job doing the voice of Marshmallow. I remember the first time I heard their audition for Marshmallow, I was like, this is stellar. I was like, I had to show it to Adam, and the moment I think we both agreed, we were like, this is the new voice for Marshmallow. It's just too good.
And as you all saw, they've got some pipes. You hear
Oh
that
yeah.
song? Oh man, Afterlife in the Limelight, baby.
Oh yeah. Speaking of which, my favorite character in the voice is definitely not Bo, because
Misdirect.
I got excited.
well, here's the thing. Every character, well, okay, no, almost every character I voice provides me with some physical illness. Because Toilet gives me migraines, Bo destroys my throat, and I cannot do both of them in a single day. I have to record Toilet one day and Bo another day, just because.
You need to go to physical therapy. You need to have
Oh
a
my
nice healing
God.
assessment.
That being said, OJ is, my regular voice, so he's, I don't do really anything special for him, so definitely not my favorite. Tissues, all you have to do is add a lisp to your voice.
Clive. That's not the only change, Clive.
Don't talk about my condition.
Guys, it's a lot harder to do than it sounds, guys.
Wife, don't talk about condition, wife. So, as fun as Tissues is, I have to put actually a tie between Toilet and Paintbrush right now, just because Paintbrush, I've really warmed up to the voice so much. I really, really enjoy getting angry. Getting angry is really, really fun to do when you voice a character. And I mean, now Paintbrush does the same thing. It causes me almost nearly the same amount of migraines I get from Toilet, who you permanently have to scream for. So Toilet's hard because to do a line without screaming is actually harder to do than a line with screaming. Episode 8 was the first time I think we really sat down and talk in a normal voice. And that was really hard. I couldn't actually do a non-shouting Toilet voice. So
Can I say something really fast?
yeah.
Brian, did you get that text message?
Let me see. Oh, yeah.
My
I see.
dad texted us, threw some serious shade my way. Harsh man.
Well,
Love you, Dad.
Episode 2 is the best episode.
who do we blame for that though?
But this is the thing.
Yeah, well, I mean,
You don't have any regrets.
he has to admit that was his idea.
That is, yeah.
We're just stating the facts.
Objective
If he wants
facts.
to rewrite history, then by all means he can, but it doesn't change what happened.
I really like.
Did you know that he also wrote season 2, episode 11?
That's not true!
That-
Give it back!
No. He did all of.
No!
Oh my God. All right, so there's some really good stuff in the live chat, but
Yeah.
we can keep going with Twitter. But I'm seeing some really great stuff on the live chat.
We're not going to ignore you guys in the live
Of
chat,
course.
but I want to get some of these really good questions from Twitter out of the way because they're really, really good.
They're not better than yours. Taylor just said they're really good.
Not to say that the live chat questions aren't good either. It's just it's moving really, really fast, so it's kind of hard to take, to see each one. Although the three of you guys definitely like copy and paste any of the good questions you find, put it in the little side private chat we have. From Blackstar2022, what made you decide to make Balloons Redemption?
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot
Balloon
to
was a tough character, and Balloon was a tough character initially because we wanted to include him, but we also didn't exactly know where to go with him. I think it was a little later when we came up with the thought to really reinvent who he fundamentally is. I think because he was very much alone, and that we could start him kind of fresh. We wanted to be able to sympathize with him because we were initially very hard on him.
Of course, yeah.
Started to piece together this reality that it really was all along just for the show how he acted in season 1, and we wanted to be able to differentiate how he interacted with season 1 competitors versus the current competitors which is a big difference because it's just based on the impressions that you make within the show itself, because the show is their lives. You want to take it?
I think what's happened with Balloon is a really great example of the idea of no regrets, because then looking back on season 1, you reflect and you see, like we were really harsh on Balloon. Everyone's then very mean to him, and he was, he wasn't the best guy, and it makes sense. But like, boy, we hit that home. Like, they don't like Balloon, this and that. So then you look back and you're like, yeah, no, that's harsh. So where can we take the direction of the character now? And if it wasn't for that, then he wouldn't have developed. He wouldn't have had something to change from. He wouldn't have had something so much to prove. That was as a result of how he ended up being portrayed in the show, how he kind of changed his demeanor to try to get further, and trying to see if there's maybe a different way, a different route. And yeah, well.
Yeah, and the story for me is definitely personal because of past events and my relationship with the previous voice actor of the character. And I think that the way the arc finished kind of says a lot about how it ended up being. And I feel like the best way to go about kind of these betrayal stories is to kind of try to find a positive route there as much as you can. And I feel like Balloon, bitter piece of Inanimate Insanity, but it's not anymore, I don't think. And I think that's a really good thing.
Yeah, because if you want to have the show feel more human, then you have to address, well, I mean, look at Balloon's like the laughing stock. He was, like kick the dog, it's Balloon. So if you don't address that and you don't let him change and let him, then it's just being hypocritical. So yeah.
Well, then you have Meg on Family Guy, which no one loves that. So
I was just skating around that. Yeah, that's what was in mind. I wasn't gonna say.
Yeah,
it makes me angry on Family Guy with that whole.
Yeah,
thing.
it makes me so angry. It's terrible. What a bad story.
Yeah,
honestly.
I don't like how they've treated her, because that they sometimes try to make you sympathize, and that just makes it all the worse when she receives bad treatment because they don't keep it from her perspective. So it's really just then this idea of like, okay, like we're going to let Balloon's voice shine through, and even if he does receive a lot of harsh treatment, you want to then genuinely be in his corner, and I think that's the difference. So that comes through.
I think we definitely answered this question really, really well. But I think we should definitely move on because we've been on this.
Let's go for it.
One that Brian picked out that was really, really good was from Cup Quaint. Was there a motive for naming the crab Baxter, or was that just a random name?
No, there was certainly a motive.
Well,
no one knew. Certain people didn't know there was a motive at the time, but I knew from the beginning.
I didn't know that there was a motive. I thought that from what I thought, Adam, you can definitely prove me otherwise. I thought, well, because the voice actor for Lightbulb, Michael, improvs like 98% of his lines, and I'm almost certain that like we. Oh, actually, wait, no. I do remember there was an original thing for this, but he did come up with like that name. That's what I at least thought. But Adam, what were you going to say?
Yeah. The whole thing was a joke on the movie Anchorman, and that entire line was ripped from Anchorman, and that was the joke. And no one knew it. Baxter was the dog in the movie that.
Oh no, you cut out.
Oh no! What was with Baxter? We'll never know.
I know, man. That's what happens when you get punted.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. You cut out, but yeah, the whole thing.
No, we heard you.
This is really
on the bridge,
really
right?
frustrating.
In the movie, yeah.
Yeah, I do want to say, like, can you hear me anymore? Even
now we can. I don't think we heard the explanation of Baxter.
Great.
I think
that's wonderful. But I was gonna say, I'm probably not going to be talking too much during the stream. I'm sure people are noticing I'm a little quiet. Really?
Yeah, that's why.
Well, and there you go.
You're really proving your point more.
Well, yeah. Well, that's a nice picture.
One quick side thing I wanted to say about Baxter was that it wasn't originally a crab. I remember that in the script. Yeah, no, I remember this. Originally in the script, of course, in the episode, Lightbulb is searching for the golden coin. And in the script, we actually originally had her find the golden coin, and she
that's right.
Baxter, making it on the Fairly Odd Parents, where Cosmo gets the coin and names it like Philip or something. But then we changed it because we found this golden opportunity because she talked about crabs in the previous episode. And we were like, wait a minute, she's in the ocean, blah, 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 blah. Like,
the bottom of the ocean where the crabs die.
yeah, where the crabs die, which was also an improvised line, completely like out of nowhere. So we're like,
But one improvisation led to a new
yeah,
improvisation.
one improvisation led to another improvisation, which
That's
led
the
to
light bulb chain.
stuff, and then we just created Baxter. Half of the lines that Michael says for Lightbulb pertaining to Baxter are all just improv. So yeah, so I think Baxter is entirely made up from improvisation. So yeah. Unfortunately, Adam had to leave quickly again. He's probably just reestablishing his connection. But how about we go ahead and answer another question?
We could do this one. This is from LPS Lover. What do you think is the funniest joke in Inanimate Insanity? To contrast with the worst joke. And let's find out. Do you think the funniest joke was written by Mark Katz, or like that really balance things well? What do you guys think?
No, that definitely was not the funniest joke. Sorry.
Is Lightbulb a joke?
Almost everything Lightbulb says is Lightbulb entirely as a character is a joke.
I think
yeah,
no,
that's
No. I don't want to say this. Lightbulb is not a joke. Lightbulb is a character. Doe is a joke.
Okay, I mean, in that regard.
But that being said, I can agree that almost everything Lightbulb says is probably just comedy gold because of Brazone's amazing sense of humor and ability to come up with stuff on the spot.
Actually, my go-to kind of partially not written by, but through a performance of Mark Katz in episode 8, me phone like glitching out. That whole sequence.
Oh no, yeah.
I love like everything, and that involves Lightbulb as well with the soy sauce and all that. That whole like minute or so.
Yeah.
Just spin the wheel. Spin the wheel. That's mine.
Oh, spin the wheel.
Spin the wheel was a good joke.
I'm really proud of Spin the Wheel.
You know what? One of my really favorite jokes. It's so minor, but I always never fail to laugh at it. Was in episode 6 with the two me phones that appeared that were trying to get me phones.
That's pretty great.
That all fan has to do is say, Test Tube says like, go over to the cliff, and they go to the cliff, and just because they're stupid, they they hit each other and just fall and die, and we purposely like made that scene super long, just as like,
Yeah, no, I love the like.
That worked out. It was like that. I always find just to be really, really funny. So
that was great. Yeah, we've definitely reprised that one.
Yeah,
no, I remember. Yes, Spin the Wheel kind of came out of this notion that we kept trying to have this scene in which Paintbrush and Marshmallow were talking. We were kind of trying to reintroduce the whole like feeling that she had about Apple and this notion of betrayal. And it was like, okay, how can we do this in a way that isn't just redundant and like, all right, we know already. Like, well, let's just have Ben point it out. Let's have this whole. I remember writing that with Ben, and like, yeah, finally we settled on that. We were like, this seems like it would be good. And then of course through how Niall animated it and everything, it all really like came together well.
Oh yeah,
That's gorgeous.
that scene. Well, we didn't have any storyboards for that scene. That was one of the scenes we didn't storyboard, and we told Niall, go wild with the scene, absolutely have the best time with it because it's going to be a great scene. And then just when he finished it, it ended up becoming just beautiful. And
he came up with the bow tie, I would assume, right?
Oh my god, yeah, he came up with the bow tie. I remember he was doing all these elaborate movements for Fan, and I was like, this is pure beauty right here between the writing and the animation. That just became at least one of my favorite scenes from episode 10. That along with the scene that comes right after it with Paintbrush yelling, "I hate you" at Fan.
Oh yeah, and the improv line with the literal flame.
Oh yeah, that line was improv too. Oh yeah, was this gonna become a cliche with the literal flame? Oh, I see it. I remember that.
It was literally just completely improv in the episode. I was like, that's great.
Right.
The same thing with I've been overshadowed by a knob also. Episode 10 had a lot of like nice improv stuff for sure.
All right, am I back?
Hi. Oh,
Adam is back.
Whoa! Where'd your beautiful locale go?
I know, it's gone. You know what it is? Sometimes you have to sacrifice the quality of the environment for the quality of your connection.
Are you saying that you're going to sacrifice the quality of Inanimate Insanity?
It's actually, it's exactly what I was saying. I hate the show and I regret making it. Yeah, there you go.
You're right on time. We just finished talking about funny things.
But I think the connection should be a lot better now, right?
Adam, the question was, Adam, the question was, what is your favorite joke from Inanimate Insanity just overall?
Oh, that's a good question.
We already gave our answers, but we want to know yours without telling you ours.
Yeah. Let's see what you say.
I don't know.
It doesn't have to be necessarily like a one-line joke. It can just be anything that we've done to be funny.
I mean, anything Lightbulb does is funny.
Yeah,
That was the first thing we said.
Yeah. Truthfully, I don't know about favorite joke. There's some really funny jokes in there. I don't know. I can't pick one. What do you guys say?
Oh, we already said them.
I went with episode 10, Spin the Wheel. And
Yeah. I went with like Me Phone
That was
5.
good too.
The episode 8 me phone glitching, that whole sequence is great. But yeah, Spin the Wheel is pretty great, and the phone's falling.
There's a good question from Highlighter Chan. Can everyone besides Justin do an impression of Paper?
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh my god.
Guess I'm out.
I don't even know if I
sample
want
of what
to.
Paper
I just wanted to say the question because I thought it was really, really funny.
Nice idea.
There you go.
Oh, Jay, I caused you a lot of penis morning.
I'm gonna kill you! I don't know. It was something like that.
Fight me!
Sometimes. I caused a lot of penis morning.
Where are you?
Yeah. Oh, Jay, I'm sorry. There you go. How's that?
That was pretty good.
I don't like this anymore. When did this stop becoming fun?
Hey,
I
here's a
swore
question.
that when I got out of here, I was going to kill somebody, and I keep my promises.
Oh, that's really, really great. Ooh. I'm trying to look for more questions. I'm not finding too many. Okay, here we go. Well, we already answered that one. Balloon in the hotel. No, I can't answer that. A lot of guys don't. Just as you know, a general point. We're more likely to answer questions that aren't going to be answered with "you'll find out soon." Meaning, if you ask spoilery questions, we're probably just going to be like, no, we're just going to shrug our shoulders and go, I don't know.
Yeah, I just saw one that was from Dreaming CH. When does everyone know that Taco was helping Microphone? What will happen? No, we can't. I love that you use emojis for Microphone and Taco.
Who's gonna win? And it's like, oh well, why don't we just tell you? Certainly.
That's exactly our point.
Oh, here's a good one. I don't think this is a spoiler exactly. From Mr. Object Animations, can Bo leave the haunted house? Can she leave Purgatory Mansion? I think. Can we talk about this?
Sort of.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, she can't. She can be within a general vicinity of the mansion, but she can't.
Right.
leave.
I mean, so I remember actually Adam and I talked about this when we were making episode 6, specifically when Bo possessed baseball and threw him out the window because she's briefly outside the mansion. There's like it's not like we established it, but there's like a general radius, I guess, that she has. Like she can be outside the mansion, but you can't really get too far until you get stuck. So you can be just outside the mansion because she was briefly outside and she flew back in, but she flew back in because you can't really get out and go anywhere.
So I would say that the mansion's foundation was built upon where the perimeter lies.
Right.
There is a specific perimeter of which she and Do cannot cross, and that is how the mansion came to be.
Yeah, the mansion takes advantage of those parameters. Exactly. It was built for them. Yeah.
Exactly. I agree with that.
This is a really funny question. It's just because it has a really easy answer from Lego Melons. Why can't Box talk like the rest of the cast? Because it's a box. And
I forget whose idea was Box.
Yours and Derek's.
Yeah, it sounds like a very me and Derek idea.
It sounds like a you and Derek idea.
Box was
It's
thrown
not your
in,
best. I'll say that.
within the last couple weeks of actually finalizing the scripts, we were just like, let's throw in a box.
Because it doesn't take any rewriting. He doesn't have any lines. It'll be really funny.
What sold me on it was like, okay, we're not sacrificing having another character there just to put in the box. Because you pitched it to me as, all right, this just in addition, there's this box here. With all the other characters, there'll be actual, fully fleshed out characters. There will be a box, a literal box. I was like, that's great.
Yeah.
My favorite thing about the existence of Box is that everyone treats him as though he were just like everyone else, and I appreciate that. I think that's really cute. And fun
Even
and
when
nice.
Trophy like steps on him, he says he's not even alive, which is so ironic because he's referring to him as he.
Irony.
I know, that's
He's very
what's so
respectful.
funny.
It's good to be respectful of
That
pronouns.
even when Trophy acknowledges that Box is not alive, he still says he's not even alive.
And I want to say that was super intentional. Like that was 100% intentional.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I love that.
And you're
That's a
still,
joke.
He's still in the game.
Yeah, they're all like
You
freaking out.
monster.
There's like a controversy over a cardboard box. It's just like funny. These two people are arguing over it.
It's still just so amazing. Trophy went out before Box.
I know. Honestly, it's fantastic. He's more worthless
really
than a
gets
cardboard
the
box.
point. It's hard to end.
And that was really the idea of having Box there, was how far could Box go in this game
And
without
he got
getting
farther
voted
than
off?
Trophy.
He got farther than 3 other people. I mean, it's pretty good.
Well, 3 other people. Well, 2 people because he wasn't. I say it's only Trophy just because that was the first time that for elimination. That was the first chance people got to vote, and they voted an actual character over a box.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was one of the most satisfying parts of the
Inanimate Insanity history.
Here's a question from.
Then we had to just wrap up the trophy story.
Yeah. From Commentarian, how did you guys get Digibro for MePad?
It's a good question. Yeah. So at the time, he was making like analysis videos, and this was a very long time ago. I think he had like a few thousand subscribers, very small sub base. And I just thought he had a good voice and thought he would fit the character. So I reached out to him. He didn't have a huge audience at the time, and he was like, that sounds like a great idea. And now he's just blown up. He has a huge audience. He's analyzing, I think, anime now. And
just a lot of different stuff.
Primarily.
Yeah.
Brian and I
Mostly anime.
watched the video the other day of him doing one of those 360 videos where like, you scroll around, and like him and I were just like watching it, and he literally just walks around the room, and like Brian and I were like turning the camera to like follow him. It was so
There's no reason for this video to be in 360 aside from the fact that I just got the camera, so I'm going to pointlessly pace. You just follow him with the arrow. It's so great. Oh, such
I watched most of his videos. I could listen to him talk all day. I love him so much.
Yeah, he's great. He's great at what he does, and it shows in his content. And I'm so happy that he said yes. Really exciting.
Around is awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Okay. A question from Shan's the Cookie. Why? Oh no, Shan's the Cookie. Why is oatmeal raisin the reason for global warming?
What else would be the reason?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Facts.
Something so awful.
That's it. I agree.
What else would be the reason?
Yeah. You see, there's the new documentary coming out. The sequel to An Inconvenient Truth, which is actually like it's existing. I think it's what is it called? Like an Inconvenient Sequel or something. It's gonna. I'm sure oatmeal raisin will play an important part of it. The new findings. They found that's the reason. Sorry to spoil it for you. Okay.
Brian, you got a good question. How about you read it?
Sure. From Alfie comments. Have you ever teared up after recording a line? That's a really good question that we've never gotten that one before.
No, I don't think so.
I know,
Not for I.
Not quite like teared up, but the two things that come to mind, as in like having like a really kind of emotional reaction and having to get something nuanced, or there's two. In the end of season 1, me filmed 4S's last speech. That was really difficult to do. I remember I did that, like, I tried it a bunch of times. Then finally, just one morning, I got up early. It was just kind of quiet. Just had this moment. I was like, I have to then figure out, how am I going to talk in this voice and have it sound like it? Yeah, so that had to work.
Yeah,
the other one,
that has to have been hard.
The other one, more recent, season 2, episode 8, fans' whole moment of, like, talking to cops about it. Like, should I give you this egg? It's like, you think it'll change the world for the better? I won't give it to you, Mr. Cobbs. Like, I'm sorry. That was hard to do, because then again you have to get into a really sort of grounded place, really sort of serious, and also just the simple line of screaming "Hey" after he takes the egg was one of the hardest lines I've had to record, because it had to sound like genuine like panic and like, oh my god, like instead of like, hey, no, give me that back. Like that was hard.
Yeah, and I think I was gonna say, people say like, oh man, you scream that line so loud, such good acting. I feel like the more subdued lines can be way more difficult, although it depends. But like, I don't know. I think one of the hardest things for me was actually the scene with Baseball and Nickel that I kind of improvised, because it was kind of Nickel trying to make Baseball feel better about his leadership skills. And I needed to, we wrote it out in a certain way, but it just didn't feel like organic. It felt like it was just being kind of thrown on the paper. So I was trying to think of a way to make it sound more like an actual conversation. And even past that point, once you kind of have what you want to say, it's making the person believe that that's like a legit, raw, emotional exchange. Because, Baseball, he's kind of wacky with his voice a little bit of a lot of the time. He's like, hey, everyone, like, what's going on? So you have to take that voice and make him sound like broken. Mm-hmm. And same with imagine Toilet right now, like crying. Like,
can I quickly just say something?
Yeah.
I was going to say, my answer for the question, I never actually teared up, but one line that got me emotional was one of Bo's lines last episode, where she literally said, like, I need to stand out or else I'd be nothing.
Yeah.
That actually made me, like, when I said that line, I actually got really upset. And I tried to channel that, like, into saying the line. I did a lot of takes where because I really got upset when I said it, because
it's a brutal line.
It's a really awful truth for not only just her, but it applies to a lot of people. It can sometimes apply to me, like, or just anyone. Sometimes you do try to stand out. You do try to be something that you're not, just because you're being ignored or you need attention. So, I mean, the other thing that kind of hit me was that, Bo was, you look at her in the first season and she was like, all happy and crazy. And now that she's gone and she's passed and she feels like absolutely nothing. And I truly try to kind of put that into this line and really make the audience see her side of the story. Sure, it wasn't the right thing to do, but she had a feeling that she needed to do it because she felt irrelevant. She felt invisible. And when I recorded for Bo and I really, really tried to make her sad, I did get sad myself. I didn't cry, but I did get sad.
Yeah, but through circumstances, he did fade, because that's the thing. We hadn't been seeing her, so it's not only she faded into the background in the circumstances of the show. That's where she was. I think that it really rings true as a result, because it's just so, like it really speaks to them, this whole idea of how, as a result of the show, that just has this genuine impact on the characters. And I was going to say something else. I forgot what it was.
Yeah, no worries. I mean, Justin, do you have anything?
Well, I have one example that isn't actually II, so I'll go through it just quickly. But there is a situation. It wasn't caused by the line itself, but there was a show called Roll Escape. I recommend it, but it's also not entirely age appropriate. Where I voiced a character that had a scene where he was crying, and at one point during the period since I got the script, I was going through an emotional time. I started to cry, and then midway through, I was like, gotta use this. And I turned on my mic and started doing the performance that I need to do. So there's a live recording of me actually crying out there.
I am so happy that exists.
Oh,
there's a lot of recordings that happy exist, but
it counts for anything. The character kind of sounds like Paper, so that ties in.
Yeah, I remember what I was going to say. Having the context of it being like a usually sort of then wacky character, it could totally trip up when you try to do an emotional moment, but it could also just heighten it all the more, because then you just never see them so vulnerable like this. I don't know, like if you see them, like, this isn't a comedic character, but if you go see like Logan, and you look at what it's become of.
Oh jeez!
Oh my god!
I haven't seen that yet.
It's so impactful. Based on just seeing like all the previous like appearances of the character and then what he is now. Like, I won't give anything away about it, but like it's like heart wrenching. It's tough. Oh man,
I gotta check that out.
Yeah. Anyway,
so there was another question that Brian chose.
Oh yeah. This one, where was it? Oh yeah, from Roni McJoney. How hard is it to make music? Which I think then can lead us into a broader sort of explanation of the process, like after like Limelight and the score and everything.
Yeah.
Well, I think with Limelight, we we weren't 100% sure if we were going to do a song for a couple reasons. We weren't sure if we were going to be able to get the characters to sing. Well, actually, that was one of the more later things or later issues. But we had Benji Buddy, if you guys know him like that, who's also the voice of Balloon. He, I think, was really, really passionate about making a song for this episode. So he and Brian, and if I'm forgetting anybody else, Brian, please let me know.
No, yeah.
Lyrics for the song. And we went through them. We touched them up a little bit. We changed them up. We made sure that we wanted the characters to say what they needed to say, but we also we wanted to make it happy, but also kind of sad, and we really wanted to channel everything into it. And then Ben came up with the score. He wrote the original score that you guys see in the storyboard video. That was the score that Ben made. So we gave that to our what should we call him, song creator or just
the producer. You could say.
So we gave that to his name is Zero Cakes, or also known as Morgan, and he kind of recreated that into an actual song, and then both Dean and I recorded, and I think Limelight was the most professional, I can say most difficult song to make, as opposed to A Party. Brian.
A Party was just...
Yeah, I was going to say A Party was the most difficult musical number for me. Emotionally, it really...
No, yeah, I teared up the whole time I was singing.
That I teared up over.
Well, for a different reason, though.
Exactly. Yeah. Because I was like, I'm just embarrassing myself. No regrets, just no regrets, just keep going. I just sent it to Morgan. He did music for that as well. And then, my experience with Limelight was basically just, Ben had the melody, and what I was trying to then get from it was like, okay, if we have then this episode, then it's dealing with both Bo and Marshmallow into all this, and also then stuff with the Alliance and everything. Like, all right, there's a lot going on here. Is there a way to sort of unite these seemingly two very different things and bring them together? And the answer sort of was just in this idea of what an alliance means to each specific person, and what the show means to depending on the character, and if it could be a great thing, if it could bring people together, or if it could tear them apart. So I think getting into that was really the motivating factor behind the song, and then just as long as that came through, it could apply to everyone, and that's what then gives us the license to cut and show the challenge, and just so it encapsulating the whole world of the series.
Yeah. That was really the goal with the song, I would say, is kind of exploring that theme of, is the competition good for these people emotionally?
Yeah,
And some people are thriving, but a lot of people are not. And you have characters like Suitcase and Marshmallow who just don't want to be there. Maybe Suitcase wants to be there, but he's going through a tough time.
Difficulty there.
Difficulty.
Yeah, exactly.
Microphone feels rejected by society. But then you have people like Baseball and Nico who are having a great time. Oh, until the end. But overall, it explores that. Can it bring people together or not?
It can totally change in the moment, because I'm certain
at any point
things. Yeah, like when she was getting along with Apple, she was, I'm sure, just totally fine. And then once the whole kind of rift occurred, changes everything. Is that a result of the show, or is that just circumstances that developed incidentally within it? Who's to say?
Yes.
So, yeah.
And speaking of competition and its effects on people, I am a fan of Survivor, and I have a podcast actually that I'd like to plug really fast.
Oh yeah.
Called Two No's and a No Clue. Please look it up. We talk about the new season of Survivor. It's pretty fun. Thought I'd plug it in here because I really haven't advertised it at all, and my friends were like, "You should plug it." So here we go. There you go, guys. Go look it up.
One other thing on the music, do we want to just quickly touch on the score and how that comes together? Because it wasn't specifically asking about the song.
Yeah, absolutely.
So who wants to talk about it?
Well, how the score came together?
Well, just a little shout out to Logan and Katya, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sorry, I thought you were talking about for the actual song. Adam.
No, I mean in general, as of episodes 10 and 11. Yeah.
Adam, I think you can talk a little bit about that, since you were kind of more invested in speaking to them.
Yeah, absolutely. So I go to the USC School of Cinematic Arts in Los Angeles, and I was looking for people that had a background in film scoring, and what better of a place than a film school to look for people like that. So, who'd have thunk it? Yeah. So I reached out, and both of them individually expressed interest, and they came to me, and they were like, "Hey, I'm interested. Like, I think it'd be really cool if we worked together." And then they both like realized that they were both talking to me. So then they were like, "Yo, let's work together." So then they came together. And now, you know, they kind of work as a pair, and they do a fantastic job. Super nice.
Job.
Yeah, they're really, really good at what they do. So
can I quickly say something? I remember there was something that was like, "Oh, did you cry during one of your lines?" I cried when I first heard the music for episode 10.
Are you serious?
Oh my god!
Just because like I was when I first got, well, I didn't cry, but I was like, "Oh, it's so good." I was literally like, I remember I was in one of my math classes that I was taking, and I had to step out to listen because I was so excited.
Yeah.
That we had like real music for us to use, and the music really does make a lot of the scenes come to life.
Such a difference. Yeah. It really does in terms of tone and just like drawing you into that world. Music always makes such a great difference. But yeah, Logan and Katya do a fantastic job. Oh yeah, listening to what they did for episode 11 as well. It's just really invigorating. It scenes come to life. Stuff like the knife and suitcase conversation, or Microphone and Taco talking about the paralyzer, and the lovely little like musical cues that they have. Like Taco takes it out, you get a little rise. It's just it adds so much.
It really does. It really makes the whole production feel like a production too. Royalty-free music is fantastic, and there's nothing wrong with it. But I think that the show benefits from it.
I'll miss
having music.
Splicing together in Compotech tracks. It was fun, but yeah,
this is better, and that's what we wanted to do with the Kickstarter.
So really quickly, I just want to move on just because we've been talking about this for a while. Adam, I have a special request for you.
Oh, great. Okay.
Okay, so this is from a close friend, Lauren Sell, who wants to know how long can you make Nickel go really for, like in sarcasm? How long can you drag that out? That's been a special request.
Oh man. Are we gonna do this right now?
It's a challenge. You got to do it right.
I wanted to stop everything because I promised I would ask this.
Okay, so how long can Nickel say really for?
Yeah, like how long can you drag it out?
One drawn out, really, yeah.
Yeah. I really don't want to say really again.
Is that from the chest, Adam? Is that as far as you could go?
It's close. It's close. It's not as far as I could go. I don't want to kill everybody. All right. You know what? We all have places to be.
We really do. We really do.
Okay. There you go.
So let's see. From KMD Gaming, how did you come up with the idea for Taco's personality plot twist in Journey Through Memory Lane Part 2?
Man, so, you know
that was
but yeah.
We definitely answered this before, but I think it's great to bring it up again.
It's always a great question.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't something that we came up with right before the episode.
Definitely.
Adam, I think
it was a few before.
Yeah. Episode 10, I think it was really cemented as the plan going forward.
Yep.
Right.
That's what I was going to say.
Season 1 is where we kind of, you can see it more in the upcoming episodes from that, but we kind of decided, midway through that, Taco's not just going to be this jokey, thing. We really want to do something with her, and I don't know whose idea it really was. If anyone wants to take credit,
I think it was Adam's idea, really, and then it was just it was a means of trying to execute. Like, how does it manifest? How does it slowly kind of build up, and then you start to see episode 11, Aquatic Conflict. She has arms, and she's speaking in fluent English for a brief moment. Episode 12, she literally has the moment where she's falling down the cliff, and then she's talking as like her little pontification, and then you just think, oh well, within the context of Taco, just another random crazy thing that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Now
that's why it worked.
That's exactly what it was.
The idea was pretty much brewing, and we wanted to make it like a big thing right towards the finale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it can come from nowhere. So then it was there were all the little cues, pick them up, and then you go back.
Very small ones. We didn't want it to be like people sitting there going, maybe.
Yeah.
And we made it a much bigger thing.
We didn't want you to figure it out, but we wanted the seeds there. So
Yeah.
there you go. All right.
Moving on from quick gaming, what are some of your favorite rejected ideas? Just
Interesting.
overall, we don't have to go into super big details, but like, what are your favorite rejected ideas? One of my favorites that I can immediately come up with, just because when I think of rejected ideas, I think of this, was in the finale. I don't know we originally were gonna have like Pepper die.
Yeah.
Oh jeez.
like I wanted Bo to like I was advocating for Bo to die because I wanted to do this whole thing in the future.
But
I think someone threw in there that Pepper was gonna die, and I think there was really no justification behind it other than being
there was.
Wait, was there?
It was
I was just like, let's think.
to murder Pepper.
No,
the
the
reason
I was
was
gonna murder Pepper or something like that, and like we were gonna be like, oh no, not Pepper.
literally, this is gonna sound so bad, but it was just because of like the conflict then brewing between the two of them. And this whole idea of like they can't live without each other, and it's like, well, if one of them dies, then how does Salt?
Oh my god, it's so evil.
He's given enough time.
Oh my
so
God.
terrible, but, like,
Dude,
I
you're
know, but like
awful.
if we were gonna like genuinely get into it, it wouldn't have just been like but
Yeah. No, that's horrifying.
Yeah.
we went for a happier route, and I think I'm glad. There was enough like crazy stuff going on.
Jeez.
Can anyone else think of any other rejected ideas?
I have one.
I had one.
Brian? This one was a challenge idea that I had. It was going to be rock, paper, scissors. But instead of just rock, paper, scissors, there's
I
gonna be the
remember
characters
this.
you had rock and you had scissors.
in episode. Which episode did you have?
11.
Maybe
It was
for
11.
Yeah. It was an idea for 11, like a potential challenge idea.
I remember that.
You had these kind of macho guys that would be like rock and scissors, and then paper would come back and be paper. And it was about placing bets in this sort of like underground, like kind of like gambling arena of like who is then gonna win and
I remember the idea, and I remember just like it was all about gambling and placing bets, and we were struggling to really figure out how we could incorporate, because we also wanted to do Balloon Story. Right?
Exactly.
We were
It was just a matter of
corporate.
trying to,
Like all that stuff. I think the Bucket Brigade. Well, the Bucket Brigade challenge obviously was suggested after that too, especially with all the other ideas. But I do remember that. I remember there was one. The only thing I did like about that was that bringing back paper, just because we wanted to give him something.
But also, Rock and Scissors would be able to be intimidated by Paper because they heard about his aggression in season 1.
Exactly. That they heard about his aggression in season 1, didn't really kind of know the details on it, so they were like, "Oh man, this is how are we gonna deal with this guy?" That was gonna be fun to lean into. But of course, I'm glad that then we had a challenge that then all the characters were able to like actively participate, because you don't want them to fade into the background of the episode, So yeah.
We also had to drop some earlier Alliance stuff that I was hoping we could do, like Cooking for the Greater Good had some Alliance stuff.
Oh yeah.
Target ethics.
But I don't know what that.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
That was scrapped, I think, for time. I want to say.
Yeah, no, it was just scrapped for time. It wasn't really even rejected. I would say it was literally just like, we're just releasing the episode.
Well, we should also say this goes in a general sense for every episode, that a lot of episodes are written out and they become way too long, so we have to scrap a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing that I remember that was really good, scraps from the most recent episode, when Dan is freaking out, like when after Paintbrush yells, and like there was a beautiful line that was one of my favorites. In fact, I might need to go and switch it up. Fan had this entire line. I'm gonna pull this up.
It was the hardest thing ever to record.
I was really encouraging Brian to scream for this line. Fan was gonna have this huge freak out and like literally go like insane for like a couple moments. And when
I storyboarded it too.
Yes, I remember that. You did storyboard it. And I remember when he was doing this, I like made like war sound effects happen in the background, and like people were screaming and like dying.
Yeah.
And, like, just these sound effects. And unfortunately, that was one of the things we had to cut for time. Instead, he just simply goes, all sorts of chaos. That line originally went on for a lot longer. It went on for like another like 20 seconds almost.
Yeah, probably like 10, 15 seconds. So then what I did was, I think for at least like 10 minutes, I just kept recording that line over and over, and it was very wordy. So it was difficult to just scream it and say all of it in a coherent manner. I was dead after.
Oh yeah, oh my gosh, I remember that. I really want to find out if I can find that line. Oh my gosh, I really, really want to find it out.
Yeah, take a look. Maybe then you can pull it up.
I think
Also, we scrapped the best after credits scene.
Oh
which-
my
the
god.
season 1,
Oh
episode 10.
my god!
wait, what? Which one?
In which, well, so it makes sense. In that episode, Fist Thingy breaks through Bo's chair, and the
Yes,
after credits scene
yes,
would
yes,
involve
yes.
the chair recreates and rebuilds itself, and then shouts at the screen, "Fist Thingy, you will pay for your crimes." Maniacally laughs, and then it gets darker and creepier, and then Fist
I
Thingy
remember
wakes
this
up from his
actually.
dream. He's in his bed.
Oh my god, I remember this.
That was animated.
That was
That was
something.
full on done. That was ready to go.
It was
I don't know if any
probably
of you
the
remember
best
this.
scene of the show, if you recall.
I agree. I agree.
Surreal. It would have been like entirely just a nonsensical, non sequitur.
Yes.
Here it is.
It wouldn't have gone on to be anything, but
But yeah,
Oh
it
my
was
God,
just
yeah.
me, it was me and Justin making each other laugh and seeing how much we could push this joke that really had no place. But I'm glad that we came up with
I
it.
still have the audio for it.
Oh my god.
Oh, do you really? Oh my god.
Oh yeah. We could throw it in the behind the scenes video sometime. It would be great.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. I'm just muting for a second because I want to see if I can find the thing that I was looking for. How do I?
Yeah, go for
There
it.
we
So, like,
Yeah,
while you
but Brian, how about you go on to if you can find the next question you want to ask. I'm just gonna quickly find this, or talk about more rejected ideas.
Oh, here's what I want to say. If there are any directly to me questions, they should probably be done sooner rather than later because I have a class at 2:00. But I am no longer Animation Epic, so it's okay. Because Justin,
Hey,
there you go.
Justin, the Animation Epic on this anniversary.
Hell yeah, man. A lot can change in 6 years.
I guess so. I
For the
guess so.
better or worse.
No, for better.
Okay.
Okay. So, any other questions that we got?
Let's see.
I haven't looked in a while.
A lot of beard questions in the chat. You know, that's the thing.
What, just about why you did it? So I'm also wondering that.
Well, no,
yeah,
there are no questions. It's more just people going, "What?"
Beard?
Which, I mean, you know, whatever it is. I think it's going tomorrow. So you get to see it in all its glory before it's gone.
No.
Oh,
Yes, unfortunately, it's the way it goes, man. It's the way it goes. You never know.
Here's a
You
good one.
built up my hopes and dreams, only the crust.
Okay, I'm definitely gonna say this wrong, but I mean, you made your username this. Na pu huinene. Do you guys think Microphone has more character now?
Absolutely. He has a foil. It was in the form of Taco, and that was something we were building up for a very long time, like kind of ever since.
Episode 5.
Yeah, like episode 5, because then earlier on, Microphone was just very kind of confident, had a basic ability, but an effective ability in the matter of screaming. And, you know, like as you start to see as early as episode 3, she tries to then use that to her advantage, but then it doesn't work. In the first season, be like all like cocky and confident. But then she realized, wait a minute, I can't just like scream my whole way through life. And then Nickel puts it best when he says, I think I finally figured out your strategy. Screaming at people. And just a side note, it's not really working, so please
I actually always love that line.
yeah,
It's not working, so please
great.
stop.
Yeah, so then Microphone was then
Yeah.
trying to find her place and see if there's another way that she could kind of like win the approval of her team, and now she has to deal with Taco and all of Taco's like kind of crazy, impulsive ideas, and maybe if there's any way she can translate them into something more manageable, but at the same time, her way of being more manageable and less violent about it still incites emotional turmoil. So, you know, as you all saw in episode 11.
I mean, I think it's clearly summed up by when she's talking to Cheesy in episode 8, and she's saying that's the monstrosity, talking about how Cheesy hurting people, and how that translates when the only person who seems to kind of sort of care about her in her life, Taco, shows up. And Mike is so... No one has taken interest in her. Well, not no one, but those who have are gone by this point. So it's interesting to see how easily her morals are twisted just because someone is actually giving her the time of day.
Exactly.
And it's fun to see where that goes.
And that translates into real life all the time.
Mhm.
The more outspoken people who aren't getting really the attention that they deserve, if someone bad gets to them first, that person can be swayed to do a lot of terrible things. So
Micro's malleable. She has her own stuff going on in her head. She doesn't, as you saw, she doesn't like necessarily agree with Taco, but Taco is an influence, and I think they influence each other in sort of surprising ways.
yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, great. I think we covered a lot of ground there.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's a great question from the one and only Samuel Thornbury. He asked, do you guys have any personal favorite characters? If so, who are they?
Too many.
I mean, I can't choose, but it's I don't know. I try not to pick favorites, at least with these characters.
Yeah.
But,
I think it's, for me, it's often based on who's relevant in my head conceptually. Like, I'm super interested by very specific characters right now. I could list off a ton right now that.
Because the thing about, I mean, like, yeah, like if you want to do that, go ahead. But like, what I'll just add is this idea of like, yeah, like what favorite characters you have. I think that implies that they kind of pre-exist and they're out of our control. But like, well, I mean, no, we're writing them, so we could write every character to be our new favorite in a sense. It's not like, oh, well, we're just stuck with the, I guess I have to write for whoever.
It does make sense that certain characters fascinate you because of what is established of them, and if that draws you, and how you connect to your character as a writer. And it's a good skill to be able to connect to any character as a writer. But it does make sense that some characters you're just destined to just be super interested in right off the bat.
And that's
some characters have just grown on me, and I love it.
Yeah. I think, especially along with what Justin has said, Adam, you might agree with me on this, but there's a lot of times where I start to love or hate a character as I'm animating them. Like, depending on either how long I animate them or just, all that stuff. Just as a quick example, I loved animating Balloon and Suitcase in the last couple episodes. I don't know why. I really, really just enjoyed doing their interactions. They were really, really fun. Mm-hmm. But personally, I really didn't enjoy, I really didn't actually enjoy animating Marshmallow actually, no, I'm lying. I did like animating Marshmallow. I didn't like animating Nickel. I don't know why. Nothing against you, Adam. I love you. But I
think that's a great offense, actually, and I'm gonna leave. All right, goodbye, everyone. Thank you for the disrespect.
Oh no!
Bye, old AnimationEpic.
I really was joking.
Okay.
Well, this is the thing. The lesson that I take away.
He's not Nickel. He's Adam.
The lesson I take away.
It's just in terms of okay. Here's a wonderful example. I hated animating OJ in episode 7. And yeah.
And do you hate you?
I
hope not.
hate him all the time.
That's okay. There's enough for Taylor to go around. It's fine. He doesn't need to hate himself too. Okay. But no, the lesson that I kind of take away, like Justin's then saying, like, oh, like, you get drawn to a certain character and it interests you. For me as well, like, if I'm not getting drawn to somebody, that's all the more motivation to kind of delve into them and figure something out.
Upon them.
Yeah.
Adam, I was saying, I hated animating OJ too, so that's okay. I hate myself.
I was just crying a little bit, but I'm good now.
But Adam,
I'm emotionally collected.
Adam, you have to agree with me. Like, for example, I always hate animating MePhone 4 because,
I don't like animating Nickel either. I don't disagree.
I hope we'll get another text from Mark about that.
Oh no. Well, it's not. No, it's just simply because when you have a character on screen for a really long time, when they just do a lot, you get bored of them. It gets stale.
I agree.
Bored? Stale? I hope he's not listening still.
Well, I animated Suitcase a lot.
Oh yeah.
Almost every scene I had was really about her and her story, and
that
was a little boring towards the end. I animated a good amount of the vote off, and that was a little annoying. Although I did like the initial, like all of them going to vote. That was probably my favorite thing to animate.
Oh my god, the elimination.
Yeah, that was so fun.
That scene. Well, I remember we boarded that scene a
long time
ago.
ago.
We actually boarded a lot of other stuff, right?
Yeah.
So I remember we had that plan for a while, and we boarded that with Survivor music. Remember?
Yes, we did. We did.
Yeah. So that scene was really, really like that was like every time I see that scene, I'm still wowed just because not only is the animation in that scene great, obviously, Adam.
Thank you.
The writing in it is great. And speaking of which, I really don't want to go off tangent, but that's
the music.
Well, the music, yes, but that scene used to be a million times longer. Do you remember that?
It did. It was a lot longer.
Suitcase had a lot of a longer speech that she said. I think Balloon had a couple extra lines too.
Baseball had more. Baseball was like
had more. Nickel didn't change. I don't think that much. I just know that Suitcase went on for a really long time, and we, for the sake of time, had to cut a bunch of stuff, but we made sure to keep the most important stuff.
Yeah.
I think going through that one last pass was really crucial because, like, what came through, I think that you got the essential, like, kind of the bare emotions of it, which is really just the point. It all finally bubbles to the surface, you know.
Yeah.
We also had that introduction before Miphone starts speaking and introducing everything.
Oh yeah.
It was kind of like set up for the tone.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I do remember that a lot. Yeah.
Miphone kind of like questioned some of the competitors, and he's like, "Knife, like, what do you think of this?" And you know, like they all kind of commented on it to set up how they would all vote, because we knew going into it, like Balloon did screw up the challenge, but you know, and that's enough of a reason for them to vote him off. But at the same time, it's like, you know, maybe it'd be good to clear up those concerns and figure out where everyone really is. But I think in the end, it wasn't 100% necessary because we kind of already figured what was going to happen anyway.
Right.
So,
but it was really good for atmosphere, and I liked how
it was cool.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that we can do something like that in the future.
Brian, how about you ask the question that you found?
Oh, let's see. Okay, yeah. From Savage Silly Grice, what is your favorite episode or song? I mean, a song, Afterlife in the Limelight, and episode. There you go.
Newest episode, newest song.
Yeah,
not always the case, but like certainly the case here.
This time, it's definitely the case for me. I could say that.
My favorite, my favorite episode is A Lemony Lesson, and my favorite song is The Island of Misfit Objects.
Not the Rubber Ball song?
Stop! No!
I hate you so much.
Not the Rubber Ball song?
No, okay. Yeah,
no, you know, that wasn't as cringy. Like, it's iconic, you know?
The Island song is, no one recorded it on rhythm.
I remember that.
Justin did it right, except for Justin.
That would be
nailed
it. To try to redo.
Nailed it.
Justin,
I don't know.
That was just never. I had no part in that, so I'm happy. I'm happy I didn't have any part in that.
Well, the best part of the song is when they just have the spoken dialogue. So yeah, when the best part of the song is when they're not singing, that tells you a little something.
The instrumental.
Yeah, exactly. Not the instrumental. Yeah, never mind.
How would you like to be a paper that got torn apart?
or what was it?
Baseball that struck out.
Or a pepper shaker that shook up something. I don't know.
That took up the game too much. That part's fine. It's the stuff before.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but you know what? Even that. No, rock.
Here's a question.
You have ask the next one.
There was from Page A fan. Hey guys, if you didn't storyboard for Afterlife in the Limelight, how did you go about the animation process?
This is a really fun question.
I think Adam, how about you go ahead? I already know what you're going to say. Definitely go.
So, all right, let's get into this. Essentially, there were three people that were doing the animation for that, which was me, Taylor, and Niall, who is unfortunately not here right now. But we really just kind of wrote out a script of the actions that would be happening on each line. So we already knew like what was going to go on in that regard. So then from there, we broke it up into sections on what we all kind of wanted to hit, and that really was it. I trusted both of them 100%, and I hope they trusted me to deliver in terms of the staging and some good animation. So I think it worked out really well.
Right. I think what was really great. Adam did a more like complex part in his song, the part with the 3 views.
Yes.
So like the little things like that, like we worked with the beat of the song as well, which hopefully you can see. So like we knew little things like Suitcase is gonna look sad in this one part, and then all the characters will be walking in this part. A test tube's gonna throw the bucket, it's gonna miss, it's gonna all that stuff. Lightbulb tosses her in the water. That stuff was really like nailed down in the script.
The lyrics were reflecting what was on
the
screen.
lyrics. We knew what would happen during these lyrics, but every now and then there was the little parts with the song. So we kind of half improvised, but half kind of knew what to do there. And one of the biggest parts I think was when Adam did. I don't know if that was in the script, Adam. But I don't remember if you do. But the 3 split part, which was
no, not in script. It just
was that in the script? I think
no.
Unfortunately, it was not. No.
Yeah,
but I think that was one of my favorite parts of the song.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I wanted to really define those relationships because it's the last time we were going to see them. So I thought that would be a good way of doing it.
It was a really good moment. I also like this was a really 11th hour kind of thing. I remember being in the Skype call, you guys are animating, and you get to this part with the. In fact, when I think of that life,
oh my god!
I was like, what would be interesting? Just to make them cry a little more. What if their hands came together?
Taylor. Oh my god! What a move! Like so well done. I was like. How is he going to get that to like work? But he did it really well. Honestly, the tone was perfect.
That scene.
And
So I really want to highlight this. The literal ending of the song, including like in fact, when I think of that life, that whole part was animated at 5 a.m. in the morning. I stayed up the entire night, and everyone here was in that Skype call because we were all very, very we were getting things ready to upload, get the video finalized. But this last scene wasn't done, so it was one of those panicky last minute things. And Brian, I don't know if you said, but you came up with the idea for the 2 hands to go through each other. There was nothing in the script for
really then just sort of externalize this idea of then
they through each other. And I remember when you said that, everyone just kind of went silent in the call, and we were like. Do we really want to do that? I feel like fans and make them really upset.
Yeah,
I thought it was so cool.
Hearing
you know what? I don't care. I'm doing it.
Talking. It crossed the line a little bit.
It was so late and it was so emotional and so heavy. I was looking at you making it and I was just like, oh man, what did I do? It really because
the period before episode release was all around emotional.
Yeah, but then we Brian threw in this idea that I remember we were all just like, that's so awful and so sad, but we can't not do it. We have to.
Yeah, it worked too well. I was like, I'm sorry, it came out. It has to. So.
Yeah. No, at that point it was a done deal, and. Of course, you had Niall doing the very wacky animation in the beginning that looked really good, but was super intricate.
Yeah,
with marshmallow flying around.
Oh, the fun.
He came up with that little dance that she does, where she takes her and throws her around. That was a really, really fun part.
It was so well done.
You guys find any other questions? And I'm sorry, I was talking too long.
I'm seeing so many in the live chat that are being ignored.
I really like this one. This isn't a question, but I love the wording of this from IIPM6500. Someone needs to tell Mike that wild cards can be anything they want. That's so nice. That's an interesting way to interpret the idea of a wild card.
That's actually really, really awesome.
Very profound.
I love that.
I'm gonna save that in the chat.
Yeah, you should definitely save it. I saw someone said I look like Alex Hirsch, which is cool,
Oh my
god!
Looking good.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
I know.
That's really great.
Yeah, I know. I know.
The wardrobe is really cool.
I know. Actually, I really do. It's so funny.
I just came up with a really good April Fool's joke, but I'm not sure if I should say it because we're not going to do it. But
if we're not going to do
April Fool's joke where it's Inanimate Insanity, but every character played by Adam Katz is Alex Hirsch. I would love
God.
like Adam, you've seen the video of Afterlife in the Limelight, but every contestant has Adam's.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
No, my favorite version of it is Afterlight in the Limelight, but it's fun.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
That goes on forever, and that's really, really great. Brian.
I watched that whole thing. It was so good.
Oh, wait, Brian, we already asked that question.
Girly loves MC677. Adam, do you love your voice actors, animators? Fight on, man. And anybody else working on the show? I actually don't. I hate everyone who works on the show.
Feelings mutual.
Yeah, there you go.
But not me. I don't include.
No. Well, you're the worst.
What? I'm the name of an FX series? No.
Okay, here's the thing. The only person I love is Justin because he's Animation Epic, and if I make him mad,
Animation Epic.
he will fire me.
The
So,
Animation Epic.
it's the only reason.
Oh, wait, I found a good one. From Supa Dupa Gamer 12, will the elimination time theme return? If not, can you make a new one?
No,
we're not
Next
doing
question.
that
We
again.
can move on from this.
Well,
Why not? Because it sucks.
Because it sucks.
yeah, we'll just
We already
wait.
answered that, didn't we?
6 years, no.
Hey guys, what's your opinion on BFDI? The people want to know. The people really want to know.
The wings are pretty rad.
It's
I
an,
like them.
it's an inspiration. It's so charming. It's so well done. I obviously, it's great.
I agree. And
I
we
agree
have
with
some
thumbs
fun
up.
news regarding
What?
BFDI.
Dude.
News.
We do have some fun news, but it will have to be revealed at a later time. I'm sorry. But it is coming.
Wait a second,
so
I've
get
got no
excited.
spoiler questions.
Yes. No spoiler questions. We're gonna leave it there.
Okay, I'm trying to find any other questions. Guys, make sure you tweet at us any of your questions, because I'm not seeing many of those. It's easier. We look at the YouTube chat, but it's moving super fast, so it's not easy to read everything at once. So
Yeah.
try to tweet us if you can, because we'll be able to see your questions a little bit better. Any of you guys?
Here's one. Let me paste it into the chat. This is for Adam from Cupquaint. Adam, when you started Inanimate Insanity, did you ever think you would end up taking animation as a career? Cartoons
actually is a
for
good question.
for a job.
No, I didn't. I think when it started, I had absolutely no idea what I was going to do because I was like 12. But I think it really became a realistic possibility after the whole Young Arts thing happened, and that's when I kind of started to realize that this is something I wanted to do really for the rest of my life.
For those who don't know, what was the Young Arts thing?
The Young Arts thing was basically this program that I applied to, and Inanimate Insanity was part of my portfolio to apply to it. But essentially, it was kind of like a contest, but it wasn't completely. It's hard really to define. But since I won, or was one of the winners, I got flown out to Miami for free, and I had master classes with people in the industry, in the film industry. And that was really, really cool. And also my family realized too, like this isn't something that's just a hobby. It can be a life choice that you could do for your career. And that's when I really ran with it. And after really 10th grade, I was pretty sure I was going to do this. And now I'm here. And now I'm in LA like everyone else. So there you go.
Like everyone else.
Like everyone else.
Yeah, almost like everyone.
Finally.
Well, I mean, you hear it. Like the people who are interested in this industry, they're like, oh, well, I'm going to LA, So, it is what it. I love LA. I think LA is great. I really love being here. It's not cold either.
Someone in the crowd.
I can wear short sleeves around.
Yeah, except here, I'm in New York and it's raining right now, and it is not pretty.
Yeah, New York.
Snowing here.
It was
Awesome.
It's raining. It's raining.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And not
Here's a question from Maxine Wumbleguffin. Does Paper still have the psychological issues he developed in season 1, or has that been dropped?
okay. Really, really interesting
Dropped.
question. The notion, it being dropped. It's not that it's dropped as much as it is resolved. And I think the idea, the idea of like coming back into it, like because Paper did find genuine closure in that, and I think that if in season 1 or even now, to dredge them up again and be like, oh well, you see, no, Paper actually the closure that he thought he had and we thought we had actually wasn't closure after why would we do that? Like there's no reason for it. He conquered his inner demons, and that's just that's what happened, and like there you go.
Yeah.
I would imagine that there are still remnants in the form of more so memories, but nothing that would externalize.
One sec, guys.
Yeah.
The events have definitely stuck with him.
Exactly, and that's what we try to get across in like a line like in episode 7 when he says like he phone imprisons people because they lost on his reality show. Trust me, I witnessed this firsthand. Paper still remembers. He's moved on from it, but yeah, you don't want it to just be his character isn't defined by that thing that happened. He still he remembers it. Yeah. Did you want to say?
I'm just saying, Dolphins gave him nightmares for a while. This probably still does.
Yeah, exactly. It's not that he's like to say moved on from it is perhaps a bit extreme, but
right.
There's other stuff going on with him than just that is what I'm trying to say,
Of course.
and that's like very much kind of like a part of the past that then it could still like sort of then make him upset, but it's important to see that there's more down the road for him, I feel. But yeah, so let's see.
So another one here. Well, okay. How about we just hold on to that question for now for a moment. Here's one. Just for when we can all currently answer. At the moment, we're just someone's busy. Here's a question from on Twitter. Andy 34, a bunch of numbers.
Nailed it.
How did the haunted house become a challenge if it was outside the show's barriers? And I think you mean how was it if it was outside the parameters?
Great question.
Well, they were given, yeah.
Exactly.
Right. So the whole thing is that the show's parameters aren't exactly like one solid area. Like we saw the characters moving at one point. Like they all locate to a different part of the island. The island's a pretty big place. With all these different locations, it's just that you have to be in a certain parameter, obviously, of the show, which is why Meatpad stopped Marshmallow because she was walking a bit further than she should have.
Well, think of it like this: if you go to school and you guys go on a field trip, when you come back from that field trip, is the area of the field trip still the school? No, it's not.
Right.
I feel like that's exactly what it is.
That's a really good analogy.
That's a perfect way of putting it.
Yeah.
So now that we can all talk.
And just to clarify, Purgatory Mansion itself, the perimeter of that is fixed. That doesn't change. But yeah, the parameter of the show and where contestants can be for that's constant.
Right. It's just it's like Adam. It's perfectly like what Adam said. Like it's like you're with a school and you go somewhere, and then when you come back, is that place still school? No, it's a place that you were, and if you go there again, you're going to be missing.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So here's one from.
School.
Here was a question from Mocha Flavored. What happened to Max Weissman, the voice actor for Bomb?
Max. Oh. Adam, have you talked to Max recently? I can't remember.
I have not talked to Max. Max is a good guy, nice guy. I haven't talked to him in a very long time, but if you're watching, Max, what's going on? We're not really in contact really anymore. But he's a nice guy, and who knows? Maybe he'll return in the future.
He was around since the beginning, so it would be really.
Yeah, he was not super interested in getting into it again. But now that high school is over, I think that maybe he'd be more inclined to. Not making any judgments on him, but people don't want to get ridiculed in high school, and I think that might have been a part of it. But I will never.
Oh, I mean, it could very well be. It just I don't care about myself, so.
Yeah, no, I mean, me neither, clearly.
I don't care.
Oh, no.
I don't care how people view me. I know I am who I am. Oh, well, I've accepted it at this point. The way things are going to be. No regrets. Hashtag 6th anniversary.
We love you.
Thanks. Yeah. At least someone does. Okay.
Yo.
So let's see. There's this question: Tropical Gaming, or Lucas Plate. I can't tell which one it is. But where did you get the characters' personalities from? which I think that's an interesting question. I'm not exactly sure how I'd interpret that. There's several ways.
Well, the personalities stem from what object they are a lot of the time.
Oh, but very much so. And
Especially
often
for
it kind
season
of
2.
yeah, and it kind of becomes a subversion of that, I feel, because then, like at first, Phone just introduces them. Here are the new stereotype. I mean, season 2 contestants. There's often then a reversal in the sense, okay, you had Microphone with that, like as we were saying earlier, screaming everything, but now learning. Wait a minute, maybe there's more kind of cautious ways I can approach a situation. Maybe I could emotionally manipulate, go up to Balloon, deal with it this way. That's just like calmly talking to him. Very different from Microphone. So she's subverting what she was, and I think you could trace that with a lot of the characters and what objects they are throughout season 2.
I mean, we even poke fun at that with Paintbrush logically utilizing that and then Lightbulb judging them for it.
Exactly. You would think Paintbrush would be the creative one and be like, oh, art, oh, this or that. Like, no, like cookie pizza, that's stupid creativity. No. Make it perfectly plain. That's what I want. Yeah, that sounds like a Paintbrush, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
so then it just, don't judge a book by its cover, folks.
Yeah. The characters definitely do change over time, as you can see, and we're gonna definitely highlight that a little bit more in the future.
And with that, unfortunately, my time is coming to an end. I know.
Old AnimationEpic, no.
I know. I'm sorry, AnimationEpic.
Out with the old,
it's
in with the new.
Yeah, there you go. That's the point of this live stream, to pass the torch.
Yo.
So essentially, I have a class because, one thing I want to make everyone know is we love YouTube, and YouTube is a huge hobby for us. Well, I wouldn't even really call it a hobby. It's a passion, right? It's a passion for us. But we are all full-time college students who are pursuing our dreams, and with that comes responsibilities and classes. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to run. However, I want to say really fast that you can follow me on Twitter at AnimationEpic, and I will be doing a Periscope in the near future. So follow me on there.
Even when you're constantly on the run, having your responsibilities, you can always send out a tweet.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's exactly what it is. Twitter is the easiest way for me to get my feelings and communications out there for everybody without doing much at all. So there you go. I apologize again for the technical difficulties that I suffered throughout this. The USC Wi-Fi is terrible. It's awful. I hate it. So I think that is about it. I'm happy to end on a positive note. Thank you for all the beard comments. Always great to hear from you guys. And take care. Luckily, I'm not the host of the stream this time. AnimationEpic is. So this shall go on.
Yeah.
Are we
bring
good
us
with
to
it?
the 2-hour mark.
Yeah.
Finish up in like
do
10
it.
minutes, around 2 hours.
Yeah,
Okay.
you guys do what you want.
All right.
Even though I don't love you, as I've said, I've made very clear.
Old AnimationEpic.
I trust you guys.
Well, that's good.
so-
Then we can finally cut you out of our life. Yeah.
Exactly. That's what you do to the people who don't matter in your life. You cut them out.
You guys gotta be friends.
And with that,
Just like the Alliance. Yeah.
No,
Uh,
there he
Okay.
goes.
I never
So-
liked
Guys, I
that
cut-
man.
now that Adam's gone,
My
we can
friend.
talk about how much we hate him.
Yeah.
I just talk
Did you
about
see that
it while he's
facial hair? It looks way too good. Got
Wow,
him.
this seems a lot nicer.
Guys, now that Adam's gone, we have to prove to him that we could do stuff on our own. So let's make sure the stream gets even better than it was before, okay? All right. Let's
The
do
new
that.
inanimate gems.
The new Inanimate Gems.
Inanimate gems.
I see so many. This is the thing. I see so many spoiler questions. So many of them.
So
Okay.
here's a quick thing. Here's a quick thing I will
Okay.
mention just as a precaution. You guys are asking a lot of great questions, and we see them. The thing is, we can't answer all of them, so we're not gonna unfortunately waste our time saying, sorry, I can't answer that. That's spoilery. Any questions that we see that we know we can answer and we can really talk about, it's something that we can we can sit down and talk about. But if you ask like, are we gonna see this person in a future episode? Do you have plans to make this person do that? We unfortunately can't talk about many future things. We can talk about general questions and things in the past, all that stuff. It's just not you. Otherwise, I'm going to bring it up and go, oh, sorry, can't do that. So definitely try to ask more general questions that are not spoilery, because we're more likely to answer those. So
Like how's
anyone?
X80 leaves asked who gets eliminated at next? What's up with that?
Yeah, no, I think that you
X80
see that's
leaves?
more subtle because that doesn't like ask for an objective fact. It kind of gets into the nuance.
Mufon 4 is eliminated, guys. Oh damn it!
Oh, why?
no!
No.
We
Okay.
still love you.
Darn.
All right. I don't think we could. Again, we can't fully answer this one, but this is an interesting sort of analysis from Jennings, as he had untitled. If the Mi phones get dumber every generation, what were Mi Phone 4's predecessors, like Mi Phone 3GS, etc., like? Were they geniuses? Interesting theory.
Good question.
Good
Next
theory.
question.
We'll
Gonna
find
move
out.
on.
That's what we do with spoilery questions. We say, "Good job with that question."
Okay.
Maybe you'll find an answer to it soon.
So, Cool Cam Gaming 88. If you could choose one character from season 1 to come back on the show, who would it be and why? Will that ever happen in a future episode? Now the thing of rejoining the game, no. But you specifically asked, will they come back on the show? And any character can reappear.
It's
At
not
any
going to be the
time.
last time you see them.
Exactly. Yeah.
If I were able to choose one of the season 1 dropouts to be in the show, I would probably go. I would probably no because I'm deciding between you know, two of them. I'm probably would go with Paper.
I want to see more Paper. Yeah.
I would love to have Paper back, though. I think one of the main issues we had with bringing Paper back in the first place was, firstly, he had a lot of screen time in the first season, much like that's why we didn't bring back OJ. The thing with Paper was a lot of where he was in the show was based around a story we had for him rather than building a personality that existed on its own. So,
Right.
I mean, if he did come back, we'd probably be expecting something really different from his initial appearance because it wouldn't be it was initially a story character rather than just a character that just existed within the show, rather unlike
Right.
most characters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's why, like, even through a little appearance, I think it would be totally great and beneficial to sort of flesh out him as a character more, where what he's like now, like as we were kind of saying earlier. I mean, seeing everybody again, honestly, would have its benefits. I'd want to see like what's going on with Bomb at this point. Pickle, how's he coping with Taco? I mean, Taco's around. Not Pickle doesn't know, but Taco's back. So
Yeah.
that's interesting. Yeah, and
Not
everybody really. And Salt and Pepper. I wonder what Salt and Pepper are up to. Who's to say? Good old Salt and Pepper.
Certainly not us.
Yeah. Someone actually asked that. What do you think Salt and Pepper are doing right now?
Probably nothing. Probably literally
nothing.
nothing.
Just what they always did. Nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
That's-
you know, every character has the potential to do something. Even the ones that do nothing.
From Graceland, are some characters harder to write than others? That's a really good question.
Brian, I think you can totally, and Brian and Justin, you guys can totally agree that a lot of characters are harder to write than other characters.
Yeah, I mean, like something with say okay, like this is the first example that came to my head for whatever reason. If you're going to write a joke for Lightbulb, which sometimes we do, like there's a lot of improvisations Michael Brzone does, but there's also like stuff that I'll just throw in there, like we're probably gonna try to like split up, cover the ground as best we can, in case it rains, stuff like that. Things like that, they're non sequiturs. They're somewhat easy for me. If I want to have Suitcase crack a joke, it's very difficult. But it can be done, and I think it'll be really funny when they come through. It just, you really have to think about how would Suitcase put this, because the way Suitcase would have a sense of humor is less like kind of this broad, zany, kind of anything goes approach, and more just like I'm feeling a little vulnerable right now, like I'm kind of awkward in how I'm saying this, but like this is like like that's the quality of like a Suitcase joke. If that makes sense.
I wouldn't exactly say that some characters are harder to write than others, but each individual character has its own comfort zones. I mean, in particular, it comes down to comedy for me, because, like Brian was saying, a lot of characters are naturally more inclined for easy humor than others, because, I mean, every character has its own sense of humor, their own sense. But some are easier to just come up with on the spot than others. When it comes to just dialogue as a whole, I wouldn't exactly say that some are more difficult. At least I don't think so.
Yeah, that's a really good way.
But it's different aspects that you sometimes need to pull from a character that doesn't really normally come naturally to them. That's where the difficulty may come.
Yeah, that's
I definitely have to agree with that. I think I don't know, we take into account while we're scripting as well, we take into account what characters say when they're with each other. I think that when you have a character like Lightbulb interacting with a character like Paintbrush, or when you have a character like Knife talking to Baseball, that's a great example. If Knife were to talk to Baseball, his tone would be different than if he was talking to Suitcase.
Yeah.
Or if he was just talking to any random person. You have characters who have developed these relationships and these likes and dislikes. So when you throw them into a certain situation, you have to really consider who are they with, what are they doing, and like what's the best plan of action to give them. I think. Yeah. Go ahead, Brian.
For sure. That's part of the fun, I think. Like, because then it's like, oh, what would what's Lightbulb and Van's dynamic like? That's something that we explore in episode 10, and then like that
right
fun to be had for sure. Or even just something like microphone and paintbrush, or this or that, like marshmallow and microphone, Van and microphone, different like just try kind of like seeing how these characters have different conversations, and like I think that reveals new sides of them because they present themselves in a different way. It's a really cool kind of manner of exploring them.
Yeah.
We haven't before.
I'm looking for some good questions, guys. Make sure you ask good questions that aren't maybe spoilers. Sorry, I'm constantly speaking. I'm also trying to look for stuff to answer.
Same. It's hard to balance both. I saw that Niall asked which contestant would survive the longest with Samuel Thornberry in a room. I'd have to say Box. I think Box would be the only one to be able to put up with him because he doesn't actually have any, there you go. He doesn't have any feelings, much like Samuel Thornberry.
Yeah, savage.
Let's see. What else? Nathan Ludwig, where did you get the idea for the new debuting characters? I mean, if you want to talk about like maybe just like a few of them.
Debut, like, what do you mean? Which ones?
I guess the season 2 newcomers. I suppose.
Oh, okay. Actually, yeah. There's a lot of story. There's a lot of story behind a lot of those characters' creation. I mean, we had a lot of ideas that we wanted to throw into season 2, and there were a lot of characters that we really wanted to have. I know that like we really wanted to have a jock character, and we really wanted to make it like a trophy because we wanted to do this feud between Trophy and Knife. Like that was a big thing that I think we were all thinking about from the beginning.
Cut a little short.
Well, it cut a little short, but still we did it. So a lot of characters had some, behind the scenes stuff. Like Tissues was inspired by someone that both Adam and I met on a teen tour, or a travel camp, if you will. And we didn't plan for that character at all until we met this person, and really gave us an inspiration.
That's one way to put it.
It's the best way. Yeah, it's the best way you can put it. We're still friends with this person, by the way. So yeah, we got the green light from them. So I'm trying to think. Like, I know that like we really wanted to throw Fan in season 2. Yeah. Cheesy was a bit of a late addition as well. We weren't really sure what we wanted to do with him, and then
Cheesy and Box were like the last two. Yeah.
Cheesy and Box were one of the last 2 people to be thrown in, at least with the newcomers.
Right, exactly.
I know that like I'm trying to think of like any ones that were really established from the beginning. I know Trophy was there from a really early point. When we were creating characters, a lot of the characters that Adam made were male characters, and we were like, we need to put some females in there too. So I came up. Like I don't know why. I think I came up with Soap because like sometimes I'm a bit of a neat freak myself, and I know that that can be applied to a lot of people.
It's crazy how some of the objects kind of just felt gendered to some extent.
No. I think I was trying to come up with specific female characters, and when we came up with Soap, it was a bar of soap. She was a bar of soap.
I still like that design.
I never had I had a job to come up with a female character, and I wasn't thinking like, oh, female cleaning. I was just thinking of, okay, like what can I make that can, of a character. I was in charge of making some people, and I sometimes was a neat freak myself, so I was like, oh, to have that type of character. Like, could Suitcase have been a male character? Absolutely. I just decided we decided to make her female. and you know, Microphone 2, we just kind of wanted a character to be loud and kind of a bit, I don't know if I want to say tomboy, but like, yeah, we wanted that type of character. So do you guys remember any like things from making season 2 characters?
Well, one thing that like there's another question that I think ties into this a little from KMD Gaming. Why did you decide to change the initial design goggles to what we have today, test tube? Honestly, I forgot until I was looking at this question that test tube at one point was goggles. Jeez.
Test tube was kind of yeah. Yeah, you're right. The thing is that test tube had a couple different phases. I remember she was going to be a textbook.
Yeah, no, there was.
We wanted a nerd character, and it was going to be a textbook, and it was just going to be. I remember Adam really wanted to voice the character and just be like this snobby, like person that snorted all the time. Then we the goggles because we really didn't want another book character. But goggles was just kind of weird, and we really wanted like a character that could really, I don't want to say highlight, but really just like embody science.
I remember I had this idea. I think this was when, yes, he was still a textbook, that there'd be some sort of trivia challenge, and there'd be a lot of science questions that were coming up. And
right, I remember this.
Would be nailing it, and then it would and it would be like, yeah, finally. And this is like the first time they would respect tech because they would be like, oh, textbook's a nerd. But now it's like, finally we can take advantage of it. But then,
like a history question,
started to not be about science started to come in. Textbook didn't know anything other than science because it was a science textbook.
Exactly, I remember that. And it was just the idea that you only know one thing.
I haven't thought about that in years, but that was a very early idea.
If I may note, I wasn't really around for conceptualization of the new characters, but I did at a point. I think it was at least a week where I thought I was going to voice Trophy because the voice actor's name is Justin, and I got information from Nate Groth, the previous Balloon voice actor, saying, "Hey, you're gonna voice Trophy. Get excited! Woo woo! He's a jockey character." And I guess he got from Adam that Justin was voicing him. So I spent like a week trying to like prepare a jockey sounding voice that wasn't Knife's. So it was tricky. And eventually I was like, Adam, I have it all prepped. And Adam was like, what? No, that's not the case.
It was a different Justin that was voicing Trophy.
Yeah.
You remember what the original voice was?
I think it was. What's going on? No, that sounds old.
That sounds like an old man.
Yeah, no.
Imagine an old man jock. Like, I used to be in the Olympics.
I think at the time, Knife. I was thinking, okay, let's make Knife a lot gruffer than what he ended up being, and let's make Trophy have like a smoother voice, a lot more clarity. And I thought that might help the differentiation. Because I think we had some issues with Knife in early season 2 of how gruff he goes, because it fluctuated throughout season 1. I think we're in a very good spot right now, but hey guys, what's going on? like as strong as it gets. And then Trophy just, hey guys, what's going on? It's just like that's too calm and collected. So I mean, I'm happy with where we ended up, but it was a confusing period of time.
Yeah, like we said, a lot of characters' voices, it takes time to really make what they are. And I mean, we didn't have. I'm just imagining you voicing both Knife and Trophy.
It would be the common theme of my characters interacting with one another, because I was like, in early season 1, I was like, okay, I'll have Nickel and Baseball be friends, and Knife and Paper be friends. And I was so intrigued by that. And then if Knife and Trophy were rivals and shared a lot of screen time, that would have been a blast. Oh, I mean, they do, but and voiced by the same person.
This one I love this, from 3,000 the commenter. It's in all caps. How do you come up with the sound of their voices?
Magic.
Magic. I think I'm the only person.
Never believe it's not so.
It's the only thing we do.
I think a lot of the characters are voiced by people that conceptualize them, right? Especially you and Adam, right, Taylor? I mean,
Wait, what?
By like,
you voiced a lot of the characters you came up with, right?
Yeah, actually a little. Well, okay. I mean, I didn't come up with OJ or Paintbrush, but I voiced them both. But I guess we're talking about season 2 characters.
Yeah.
For Tissues, I guess it was between Adam and I think Adam just kind of gave it to me. He really wanted me to be Tissues just because I was doing a bit of a better impression of what we were trying to go for. Toilet was actually more of a group creation between me, Adam, and a couple other people who were like really wanted us to put a toilet on the show, and we really were trying to figure out what voice to give him. And I think we were testing out voices, and I threw in what currently is Toilet today, and they were like, "That's what it's got to be." I mean, oh yeah, and I guess I do voice Bo, who I created, but I also voice Doe, who I didn't create. That's all you, Brian. And
Which, yeah, that comes from this whole notion of, I think I've explained this a bunch of times.
Yeah, there was actually, before you say this, there were a couple questions that were asking where did Doe come from, like what was the idea. So Brian, how about you definitely talk about that? I think we've definitely.
Oh, there were. Okay. People want to know about Doe. What can I say about Doe? Well, Doe came from this kind of general concept of when a show then is met with the problem of an actor or a character, whatever, has been they've left or they're killed off or this or that, and then it has to move on from that. So it's like, okay, is there going to be a new sort of replacement? Like, is there going to be a new Bo? Who's going to be the new Bo? Or is it just going to be like, okay, we'll introduce someone to kind of fill that role, but they'll be their own thing, this or that. But specifically, this kind of is that's a broader version of the microcosm that was in Glee. In Glee season 3, there was this one episode, and it ended with this cliffhanger ending of one of the characters getting into a severe accident, and it was the winter finale. It was like, what's going to happen next? And the next episode, they were going to really deal with the repercussions of this traumatic event. And the next episode, as it turned out, ended up being about Blaine and his relationship with his brother, who we never met before or after that episode again. And that was the main storyline. And it was about, the sibling rivalry. And it was like, okay, this is so arbitrary and pointless and kind of lovely and amazing as a result. And Doe came out of that. And it's this whole idea of we have to move on from the past, try different things. Of no, copy it. Like Doe's just like Bo, but different. It's just a paradox. It's like contradicting. What's that?
I remember that. I don't know, Brian, did you come up with the idea, or did I come up with the idea, or just someone that he likes everything that rhymes with chairs?
I feel like that might have been me, but I'm not sure. But yeah,
I just remember that I really wanted him to roll down a flight of stairs, and then I pitched the idea to Niall, and Niall's like, "I'm doing that right now."
Oh, that's a great joke. That one has stood the test of time. But yeah, another thing, just ever since Doe, I feel like we're in sort of a pop culture's entered a time of. There's so many reboots and sequels, remakes, all of this, and all of it is about, well, I want kind of an original perspective, so people try to see, is this doing something different than the original material? Is this doing something different than its predecessor? So it's the idea of Doe. It's the core of Doe. The same thing, but different. How do you do that? Is it possible?
You have to make Doe is just a chewed up, washed up version of Bo.
there you go. That's the cynical way of looking at what a sequel could be.
It's a very bad way of looking at it, but hey,
but yeah, Doe's sort of developed more. Doe's developed out of the fact that he's just a facade, like a replication of Bo. So kind of through the unoriginality of it, he's developed his own voice, as strange as that is. But yeah, there we go.
Yeah, Doe is really something.
I mean, for going back to coming up with voices, I like to brag about the fact that there was the initial II auditions after the trailer came out, and a lot of people auditioned, and a lot of people got in through that. But I think I'm the only one left on the show currently that did that initial audition. From that thing,
I remember. I still your original audition is still up there.
If you look up Inanimate Insanity audition V-Claw or something like that, I auditioned as knife, paper, salt, pepper.
OJ. You did OJ.
OJ, bomb, marshmallow. And at the time, all we had was audition lines and the character design, so we just made up the voice as we pleased. And I got in through that. Nate Groff, who voiced Balloon. Total Drama Fantasy, who voiced Paintbrush initially.
And then Face of the Earth.
Oh, and then our initial Salt and Pepper voice actresses. plural, not one, which I always forget.
At one point, it was
they were voiced by two separate people, and then I think the
Then
voice.
one left, and then the other took over, and that's how that started.
and then she left. Yeah, exactly.
And then she left. Yeah.
And then Adam took over, and now we have Lexi. And it's bizarre to see how things have changed since that point. I think, Taylor, did you technically audition, or did Adam just say, "Hey, take this role"?
I'm pretty sure that. Well, so I feel like the original Paintbrush voice actor, the last line that they had was in episode 5, 6, maybe no 6.
Yeah.
Because
maybe
Paintbrush didn't talk in season 1, episode 7, and it was because we originally had, I think, things for Paintbrush to say, but because the voice actor didn't respond, we couldn't do it. So by episode 8 or 9, actually by 9, I picked up the role because we were like, this person's not responding. We can't really get to them. And I'm pretty sure I was like messing around in like voice the recording software, and I just kind of like did my best impression, going like, "Hi, I'm Paintbrush," blah 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 blah, and I like pitched it up, and it ended up working really really well. So I showed it to Adam, and he's like, "Okay, you're Paintbrush." And ever since then, I decided I don't know if how many people can notice it, but yeah, it changed eventually. So
eventually, that was I want to say that's around like episode 7, 8-ish, right? No, it was. Were you around for
no?
the
Paintbrush didn't talk
episode?
in 7 or 8. Yeah, didn't talk in 7 or 8. That was because we couldn't get to the original actor voice.
Right, that's it.
9 was when we got it.
Yeah, right.
So okay, Brian, did you find a question?
From Sonic and his friends, if you wanted to meet a character, who would it be? Which I don't think I've ever been asked that before. That's super interesting.
If I wanted to meet a character,
like your favorite character might be different than the one you want to meet in person. So
because you have to think about like what would like you could tell yourself like, oh, like I really like Knife, but if you wanted to meet him in person, like I don't think so. I mean,
I'd love to psychoanalyze him. That'd be fun.
I think if I wanted to meet any character in person, well, I don't want to choose from any of my characters because that would be weird. Like, like if I said like, oh, I wanted to meet OJ just because he's so like me, because that's not true. OJ is not like me. I would honestly want to meet Fan, actually, just because you like it's almost like meeting with a fan of II. So you get to sit down and talk to them and be like, oh, like, what do you think of this? Oh, what do you think of that? And they would be able to like talk to you all about it because they're like the #1 fan of the show.
You'd also be very aware of the creation aspects.
Oh my god, you would be like, oh my god,
observed it like that.
This person, so.
No, I might actually have to stick with Knife. It's not a voice thing. It's just I just want to talk to him about life. Like I feel like he has lots to say there.
I need to talk to Suitcase. Suitcase needs
Suitcase, I want to help. Like I want to hug Suitcase. Knife, Suitcase, Fan's another good choice. I want to see I want to kind of mess around with Meatpad a little, like just kind of get into his head.
That'd be so much fun.
See what he's capable of.
Yeah,
we'll see what he's capable of. Okay, so looking for other questions.
This is just a comment, but I love this turn of phrase from MasterBall99 Gaming. What 999 Gaming? What is Lightbulb and Fan's dynamic? I wondered until I looked at my electric fan. That's really funny.
What is the dynamic? They're both kind of I feel like we didn't actually plan for them to really like do much until we decided to start writing episode 10, and we were like, oh, well, wouldn't it be interesting if we put these two characters really together? Like they haven't really done much in the past.
Because I think Fan, the thing is like Fan is always looking for the meaning in everything that's going on, because then Fan will start saying things like, oh, maybe like why aren't we doing much like around here? Maybe we should just go with the lack of excitement and this or that. And then Lightbulb's just like, blah, blah, blah. So Fan's like, what?
Again, another.
How could you just not like, read into things? Like, yeah. That's the Fan's just baffled by Lightbulb in every way. Completely baffled, especially like Lightbulb knows Starfruit. Lightbulb knows like all these different things. Like
Lightbulb's omniscient.
Yeah.
He knows everything.
Three heads are brighter than one.
Actually, the one thing I remember, which was really, really great, is I remember the II website, the original thing where we wrote the characters' bios. I almost wanted it to make it seem like Lightbulb's bio was written by her.
Oh yeah, really?
Because she wrote out like she's smart and knows everything, and she's funny and like eats cookies, I think, or something like that. Like I wanted to make it seem like she wrote her own bio. I feel I don't remember exactly what it says right now because the II website is no longer a thing.
Yeah, that's.
Hopefully will
Oh
be
well, maybe it will be again one day.
one day. Hopefully, we're working on that. Don't worry, we're definitely. But along with the millions of other things we're working on for the show.
I would say right now our biggest focus is on Kickstarter rewards. You want to bring that up because you put a lot of work into that lately, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Adam's not here.
Yeah. Were you asking Adam?
I'm mentioning Adam. Adam has been
Adam,
putting a lot of time
we don't
into
talk
this.
about him anymore.
Do a lot of rewards.
All of the animation epic.
Yeah, we made sure to release, the exclusive backgrounds and icons, and people are hopefully going to be receiving more and more rewards. It takes time to do these things because we're also simultaneously working on creating the show and a bunch of other stuff. So hopefully any people receiving their perks should be receiving them really soon.
One of my favorite ones is in progress right now. We kind of just started working alongside people on a fun one. A really fun one.
Yeah. I don't want to. I'm keeping that quiet though.
I know, but I'm just saying, excited for the public to see how that goes.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff planned in the future. That's all I'd like to say at the moment. Very, very fun stuff. So, oh God, I'm trying to.
I don't know about you guys. I have like 5 minutes before I have to go.
Yeah,
we should probably wrap this up. We're almost like 2.5 hours.
Dragging this on for too long.
A little longer than I noted before.
Yeah.
How long has this been going? Like 2 hours?
Like a little over 2.
40. I think at 48 we started. So that'd be about 2 hours 20 minutes ish.
Yeah, sounds right. Sure.
Okay.
Maybe we'll take another question or two, and then we'll wrap it all up.
Wrap it up.
Reel it in.
Reeling them in. Let me see. I'm gonna check the email one time just to see if anyone might have sent something there. Nope, nobody did. Okay.
I'm looking on Twitter. No, nothing.
There's this from Goldfish Boy. Actually, I didn't ask. What is one character interaction that you guys would like to experiment with in the future? I think they're just like purely hypothetically. I think we could
Hypothetically.
What? I mean, like because we wouldn't say like, well, it'd be really interesting if, and then that's something we have next episode.
Right.
Yeah.
No. Straying away from just what I would like to personally see. Well, now I've got to think about this. Do you have any in mind? I didn't think about this.
Suitcase and Fan. That'd be really. Those two have like never talked, so that could be really interesting.
I would like to see. I would maybe like to see Lightbulb and Lightbulb and Knife maybe. I don't know. They seem like two very, very different characters. Obviously, they're very different characters, but like I feel like they would contrast really well. Just
they're both veterans. Yeah, no, that's
they
a
are
good one.
veterans. Lightbulb. I think.
But Knife understands Lightbulb.
Right. I think that was something that we almost did in the beginning of the season. That Lightbulb had a better interaction with the veterans than she did with the newbies. And then she kind of eventually. Worked around it and started interacting with them more.
Because Lightbulb about a lot of sticking in the past. I think Lightbulb sort of caters to that. That's what she's drawn to. So. Right.
The
inevitable kind of byproduct of that characteristic.
Let's see on Twitter. I'm looking through. There's a lot of stuff. If you guys could bring back a character, who would it be and why from Kitty Lover 40?
Bring back well, I mean, we kind of talked about that. We could bring one back into the game, or again, just like reappear on the show. Because those are two different questions.
I'll say I miss Soap.
Yeah, Soap's the one I would say. Soap is what I always then go to.
Right. Why is-
I mean, also,
Sorry, I just really quickly. Why is everyone talking about barrels?
I don't know.
so we have a barrel guy who it looks like he donated money, which I think is a new function on YouTube. Thank you.
Wait,
I
you did?
wasn't, like, did he? I wasn't
I
sure
didn't know
what
that's a
that-
thing.
Wait,
if that is a
On-
thing.
I don't
then
see
thanks.
any. Wait, why do people donating?
I don't know. I'm
Wait,
not
don't,
sure.
don't give us money.
It-
Why-
it's,
why-
it's okay. This has become a thing in like live stream culture. I know it's been like a thing on Twitch for a while, and YouTube just recently integrated it. But thank you, we appreciate it.
Wait, what?
welcome.
Oh, you know what? I just refreshed the
Barrel.
page. Now I can see it. I can see like now that there's like a 10, 20, 20. What? I mean, why do you donate money?
I
Why?
don't know. I is it real money? If it is, thank you. If it's not, thank you. I don't know. I really,
We
Guys, don't
appreciate
donate
you.
money. We aren't asking for money. Why did you? What?
I-
all of a
Yeah.
sudden, I just refreshed and there's like $20 and stuff. What?
I thought it was like a glitch or something.
I think
don't understand.
I think it's 60 total. But
Why?
Hearts, we're not gonna ask you to in the future, but thank you
Thank-
nonetheless.
You really shouldn't have. I guess.
It
I don't
goes
know
to,
why.
if it is real money, it goes to the show.
Sure.
Like
yeah.
that's not to say that
I didn't know that you could donate in a chat. Why would you?
It's a new thing.
Why? Why would you give people money for talking?
I just Taylor, just say thank you.
If they're as brilliant as us, just saying more words, just like to peel our brain is enough to then, I guess.
Guys,
Illicit fun.
I mean,
There.
you really shouldn't give us money for this sort of
We
thing.
really,
Going
we don't
forward,
need it, thank
correct.
you. But we don't. Yeah.
Like it's very appreciated. Like it's really sweet of you to do, but you don't really
Yeah.
need to.
Yeah. We don't. Yeah. It's thank
Like
you,
like
though.
trust me,
You guys are the
we're-
best for the
we're fine. We don't really do this to have your money.
That's right. Oh, so
Um,
Sonic Conic binge watched the whole series. That's amazing. 6 years distilled to one binge. There it is.
Yeah, seriously. Well, how much like all the episodes combined? How long is it? It's like
Two-
5 hours, I want to say. 5 something.
yeah,
really.
6 years of our lives makes 5 hours. So, hey, not too bad.
I think with episode 11, season 2 has surpassed season 1 in length.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
And we
it's
still have
already,
a
it's
few
already,
episodes left.
which is great. It shows how much like depth and much we've expanded. Really, yeah. But like, of course, then it takes longer. It takes longer to make
Gone
it.
are the
longer.
episodes.
There you go.
Gone are the episodes like season 1, episode 5, the ball stacking, where we just kind of, I think like half the episode was cut because of the deadline. If I
Pretty much.
recall, I wasn't really super involved in the writing or animation, but
That sounds about right.
that's
I
fun to
just
experience.
remember. Yeah. I don't know.
Okay, so I think we should try to wrap this up soon. So
I gotta
One more
go.
question?
we should. Well, yeah, Brian, if you have to leave, I can stay for as long as I need to. So Justin and I can do any last minute stuff, or I don't know.
Want to wrap up.
But we'll
please.
wrap this up very soon. So we would like you guys to like ask whatever you can. Don't ask spoilery questions.
Okay, well,
Just
Barrel,
because we're not going to answer them.
no, Barrel added one more last one, guys, donation.
Why? Wait. So what does this money do?
Wait, what? What's happening
Giving us
now?
money.
The money again?
Yeah. All of a sudden, there's this big orange
Another
box. that's like,
$20.
Here's
Stop
$20.
giving us money!
Thank you, thank you, Barrel. We appreciate
do
it,
with
but
this?
please make this the last one. You're amazing, and we love you, but no more.
We really
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. Probably spend this money doing literally anything else.
I'm literally just imagining someone like walking out onto the street just throwing money everywhere. And everyone's like,
I was imagining the three of us like sitting on a city street and just being like talking casually, and someone comes over and just throws a fistful of money in your face and goes, "That's for you." And I'm like,
"That's for you. Keep doing what you do."
We're not asking
I love you.
it's really, really nice, but
Which,
you
like, yeah,
really don't have to.
my reaction would be yes, no, thank you so much, but like that's okay.
It's
Yeah.
okay. It's really, really nice, but you really don't have to do that. Trust me. We already appreciate you guys enough.
Is there? Let's see.
All right, final question. Final question. Can we find a final?
I'm really looking
trying to
forward
find
for any good like last questions, specifically Brian. Brian, if you find because you're about to leave, Brian.
Well, yeah, I have like maybe like 3 more minutes, but yeah, solar lilies. Do you guys like water or Dr. Fizz more?
I don't drink soda that much, so I'm gonna stick to water.
Why? I don't drink it at all. Water.
I'm a water guy. We're all.
Yeah. I decided to
That's what
stop.
makes the
I only drink
artist.
soda on special occasions, like just because I don't really drink that much. I've kind of just stopped. So also, I'm not really sure what Dr. Fizz would taste like. So
Okay.
I'm gonna
I think I have one.
Yeah, I won't pass any judgment, but I hear it's gross. Yeah, go ahead.
What did you have, Justin?
Alex Angel asked if for whatever reason we could only eliminate one contestant in the latest episode, would we choose Balloon or Nickel? For whatever reason we had to choose just one.
See, okay. Well, we always knew that it was going to be a double, right? We always did know it was going to be a double.
We knew since around episode 8-ish, I want to say.
It was always going to be, yeah, so like I can't imagine it only being one, but I guess if
if we had to,
If
how
I
would we
had
go
to-
forward with just one?
if I had to, I would
It
probably
would be really tough.
I'd probably say Nickel. I think that's the
Either
one-
way,
I
you're
think
gonna
Nickel,
you're gonna
because
have a
he-
bridge burned.
Yeah. Because like, if Nickel should go first, because then that shows that a change actually happened. I think it's important that Suitcase then has some sort of closure and stands up for so before Balloon like leaves and is gone. I think like it being after the
The
fact.
the
Would
biggest
love
thing
the
about
Yeah.
right. The biggest thing about Nickel's elimination is that it's solely caused by Suitcase's vote. That her stand to make herself known is what causes Nickel's elimination. She's the prime reason for this. But this stems because everyone else votes for Balloon, so it's kind of a chain reaction. I
Or
really don't
Balloon was
know.
voted out first, and then Suitcase cracked as a result.
Mhm.
Right.
Balloon was to be voted out. And I think she thought that. Yeah, it kind of both like affected each other. Intertwined. Yeah. But like, yeah, as I said, from a writing perspective, Nickel would then have had to be the one to go first.
Yeah. That's the
Right,
best way to go
right.
about it.
Here's one last question.
One last question.
Why did you? It's super simple. Super duper gamer. What was the reason you guys changed it to contestant vote?
So then we could, like make sure we have the story all planned out, and we love you guys, and we want you to interact, and we want you to,
And we still are including the fan interaction. It's just
exactly with the challenges, and that's a really big part of it. And I think that's an excellent way to keep your input going.
really
while
mold the
also
episode around
being
it.
able to, like figure out kind of where the story's headed, and you guys can pepper in like the fun and different like activities that they can do, and that informs the way that we'll execute like character development and interactions and all that. So yeah, no, I think it's just a really good balance, and I'm happy that people seem to have responded really well to it for sure.
It is absolutely essential that we have the contestant vote because it allows us to be able to plan the entirety of the show rather than episode by episode. That
Right.
I mean, yes, it adds a challenge to be able to do that, but for the purpose of the art of the show, it doesn't benefit anything whatsoever. But this way, we're able to plan out who's limited here, and we can figure out this character needs time here, this character needs time here.
Yeah.
That way, that when they're eliminated, everything is wrapped up properly.
Right.
And we've
Yeah,
gotten to
and
the
more of a
stage of the
story.
show where I think it's really important that it's intentional and like who leaves when and all of that. Yeah, since we're at like yeah.
Right. But that's not to say that we're completely like making you guys
Not at all. Not
You
at all.
guys are still very relevant. You guys really do decide what happens with these characters.
Yeah, and this is
Yeah.
just to give the best version of the story that we can do. Yeah, the way like the vision like. could
There's
pass
no
on.
doubt that if the Bucket
Five-year
Brigade
well.
was not chosen, it would have been a very different episode.
Oh, for sure. I'm so glad. Yeah, Bucket Brigade, great choice.
I was very happy Bucket Brigade was chosen. That was really, really great.
Yeah,
And I
I
even
can't-
want so
No
Ah!
regret.
no regrets.
Another donation.
No! Stop!
Wait.
Okay, we got to end the stream, so then there can't be any more donations.
Oh my god.
Because they donated, it's only right that I read what they wrote, and they noted, make a barrel for your next contestants.
Oh my god.
Have it in mind. Well, we're definitely, there's no rejoins, but we'll keep that. We'll keep it in mind.
Just stop donating, please. Your money is much.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, stop. Everyone stop. No more money.
Giving
Thanks
us
for
money.
6 years.
We
That's
used to make jokes about it a long time ago.
It's
For
all
give
one,
us money.
I should know it. It's all one person, and he's.
I know it's all one person.
No, okay.
They got barrels of cash, barrel of money. All right. We
Oh
got
my
it.
God.
Thank you so much. But please keep your money. It's for you. Okay? Thanks. Happy 6 years, everyone. This has been fun. Anyone have anything else before we go?
Are we all leaving?
I think we should bring it to a close now. But someone said that they're going to donate 500. So we got to cut it before they can.
What are they trying to donate? How much?
Someone wrote that they're going to donate 500, which I assume is a joke. Either way, let's cut it before they have a chance.
Stop.
It's been a pleasure,
Right,
guys.
I gotta know when you're gonna end it so I can stream.
Anniversary.
I've gotta know when you're gonna end it.
It's been.
He needs it.
Anyway, we're heading out, guys. It's been a pleasure. This has been Justin / New Animation Epic, Taylor, Brian, Old Animation Epic, Adam, right over there. We can probably see him.
Yeah, there he is. All right. Bye.
See you later, guys. Love you. Bye.